we have to talk about playoff picture for KC because it's not win out and they have it. There's two teams that own tiebreakers over you guys, and they're in the playoffs right now. So we have
almost every wild card team.
The math is not math in here, boys. Welcome to Gridiron Guyz. I'm your host, Luke, with my host, Harith.
What's up, everybody?
Ryan and George.
What's up?
I feel like George, out of all of us, is the happiest person on earth. And we'll get back to that when we talk about the NFL. I want to start off with the big news in college football. James Franklin and Virginia Tech have come to an agreement for him to become the next head coach of Virginia Tech. They have Virginia Tech and Penn State have come to a settlement of now they James Franklin and Penn State came to a settlement that they'll only owe him $9 million. And that will fully satisfy the Penn State obligation. I made a video about it yesterday. What are your guys' kind of thoughts on it? Because I think it's a good hire, in my opinion.
Yeah. I think the $9 million thing tells me that Virginia Tech is paying out a significant contract to 100%. Facilitate that. But I mean, I don't think, I mean, like they had a really tough start of the season. Like I can understand why they fired him, but he's also a good football coach. I think he'll grab a bunch of recruits. Transfer portal will be popping. I think they're going to be a really good football team next year. Honestly, I think it's home run hire for Virginia Tech.
I think if I would not surprise me, depending on how these next two games go for Penn State, if you saw the exodus to a lot of transfers going to Virginia Tech. And let me tell you that like that East Coast where I like the area that I'm in, like it's Penn State, it's Ohio State, Virginia Tech, Virginia, all of these East Coast schools like this, like the DMV area, Maryland, DC, that area is a hotbed where usually Penn State does really, really well. You're going to start seeing Virginia Tech come out of the woodwork and getting some of these top guys because James Franklin is a really good coach.
Yeah, James Franklin's a really good coach, but do you think that James Franklin's going to be able to overcome the narrative with what he had at Penn State of like he can't win the big game? Like, do you think he's going to be able to overcome that with Virginia Tech, or do you think it's going to be more of the same?
I think it might be more of the same, but here's the thing, and this is what I said in the video: the expectations aren't as high at Virginia Tech as they are in Penn State. And I think from a James Franklin standpoint, I think that's a good thing. I think you need to get back to being the guy that can win 9-10 games, bring programs back, and build everything up. And not have to worry about national championship after national championship after national championship, which makes me think, do you think that he was in the running for these other jobs? Or do you think that the way it kind of went for Penn State to like how it went down, that Florida and LSU didn't want to give him a chance to kind of do the same thing with them?
That's my synopsis. I don't think he was ever in the running for those jobs. And this is the thing is, Frank Beamer is a legend from Virginia Tech, right? What did he do consistently? He won 9 to 10 games a year. Did he ever really contend for national championships consistently? No. But were they a quality program across the country? Yeah. Was Virginia Tech okay with that? So I'm kind of thinking those are the big schools. If he couldn't do it at Penn State with all those resources, I don't know if he would have flourished in the SEC, to be honest. I mean, he did at Vandy, but Vandy was like, "Oh, we're winning 9 games a year. This is our Super
That's
Bowl."
kind of what I'm getting at. Ryan, your thoughts?
I think it's a good hire. I think it's like you said, it's not like a demanding job. They're not expecting, the entire world from you. And I also think it's probably a job where you can spend your entire career at. Like it can be, you can consider that like an in-game job, even if it's not like top tier power four, like that's middle of the line power four that you can retire at if you wanted to.
Go ahead, Eric.
No, which I find great in like the current college atmosphere as head coaches, because it's like what we're living at is in the era of NIL, where it's like you slip up once and your job in one of these big schools is done like that. Or with Virginia Tech, you can just kind of coast for a while and chill and put your feet up, and like you don't really have to stress that like, oh no, I lost 4 games, my job is cooked. Like, no, you're gonna be fine. You won 10 games, you're 10-4. You're gonna move on.
Yeah, they know
survive.
who they are, and they just want consistency.
Oh yeah.
Also,
100%.
the thing we're also not talking about, guys, the conference. The conference.
Yeah, I was about to bring that up.
Right? Like Clemson is falling down. Like, I mean, Miami is so inconsistent. Like, really, it's open door. So if Virginia Tech becomes like, you know, a little bit better than they are now, or a little bit better than they were in the frontier years, you're gonna probably see them in the playoffs more consistently because they don't have the. It's not the gauntlet of the Big Ten, right?
No, yeah, 100%. And that's where, and that's where I'm at, is that he can rebuild his reputation. He can get back to not having those expectations, which got him the Penn State job in the first place. Think about what he did for that program for where they were at, right? They were coming off of Bill O'Brien. He was there for 2 years? And they were just coming off of like 2 years removed from the Sandusky allegations and all of that. And what that did to that program, what he had it at now is, yes, it was 12 years. It's over 12 years, but they had a lot of success in those 12 years. They won a Big Ten championship in that time. They won a college football playoff game. They have contended for the Big Ten. Have they always won the big game? No, but he won a Big Ten championship game. Like, that's the thing that like frustrates me when it comes to like Nebraska used to deal with this back in the 80s and 90s. Tom Osborne could never win the big game, but he would consistently get them to the point where they could win the big game. And then he finally got over the hump in the 90s. And it's been, I think Penn State's going to regret this.
Well,
I think Penn State's going to regret this so much.
It's funny you mentioned that, like, for Nebraska, you know what it reminds me of a lot with Penn State? It reminds me of the Bo Pelini fire.
Many years.
The grass is not always greener on the other side. Now, does Penn State have more resources than Nebraska? Yeah, sure. But they make one bad hire, like, i.e. Mike Riley.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. You know, maybe, like, I don't, you know, it's going to be, it'll be dicey. I think it's going to be interesting to see who they hire.
But like, here's the other thing. If you're Penn State, what are you waiting on? What are you waiting on? Who are you going to try to get?
I don't know if maybe not a lot of people are interested in the job. That's a bigger story.
Well,
sure. There's.
I mean, it's
okay.
It's Penn State.
Don't ask me who. Don't ask me who. But
I don't know who either. But like, I feel like we're not hearing anything. We're not hearing about, like, you know, we heard about Lane going to LSU, but we're not hearing about people flying in to Pennsylvania, right?
I don't know how reliable the source is. Apparently, and take this with a very big grain of salt.
I'm taking the Penn State job.
Yes, let's go, Ryan PW.
Ryan, let's go, baby.
Ryan, let's go.
Take him back to relevancy. Apparently, you know how those accounts have like plane trackers?
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, there was a flight from Lincoln, which I don't really understand. That seems like clickbaity as I'm talking about it. It's clickbaity. He just signed a deal. I just don't see him leaving Nebraska.
If he didn't sign the deal, I could see it.
Also, this is not a crazy concept. What Matt Rule's alma mater is Penn State, right?
Yes.
Is that where he grew up? Did he grow up in Pennsylvania, or did he grow up?
He grew up in New York, but he was born in He was born in Happy Valley. Like, he was born in the college.
Stupid concept. What if he's just going to visit family, guys? Like, let's keep it 100.
Well, here's the thing. It could have been his wife and kids going out there early to hang out with family.
Right. Like,
I think that's more. Yeah. Right, I think that's probably more likely to do. And plus, here's the other thing. So, talking about Matt Rule and his contract, he got more. Like, in his contract, he was given more time with the private jet. So he can use Nebraska's private jet for whatever he wants. He has up to 60 hours.
What if it's a recruiting trip?
It could be a recruiting trip. But the problem is that I think Nebraska only is allowed 6 more days, or probably 4 more days, because they spent 2 or 3 days out on the road this last week during the bye week.
Maybe there's like an elite prospect that they really want.
and we'll talk about Nebraska here in a little bit. But moving from one coaching carousel to the other carousel, Ryan, our insider here.
Who the hell knows?
Dude. Okay. Oh, first
he was
of all,
on the McAfee show trolling. Kiffin does. Kiffin.
Dude, I want Ogeron at Arkansas so bad.
Oh my God.
That's
right.
I want it. I want it so bad.
That would
just
be
for 1 year, please.
Such a fucking funny narrative. Wouldn't it, Ryan? Think about that. Like Ed Orgeron gets fired.
That would be
from
one
LSU.
hell. I mean, they wouldn't come back next year to Baton Rouge, but in 2 years, if he got hired and came back in 2 years to come back to play LSU as Arkansas's coach in 2 years,
that would be wild.
A hell of a game.
That would be the craziest. I think. Well, from what you told us, Ryan, are you allowed to talk about this or no? Or are we gonna get you in trouble if we?
I mean, I'll just say that, that was his family.
Okay. Right,
I don't know if they went back to get Kiffin. It doesn't sound like it. I never bothered to go look up the plane tail number again to see the routes. So I have no idea I guess it would have had to go back to Oxford anyways to drop the family off. But
well, apparently, I mean, you're not the only one. I sent you the TikTok video, the Twitter video of the women's basketball coach being like, "All right, everybody,
yeah, Zachy,
we get Lane.
All y'all aren't here because y'all want to find out if we're hiring Lane or not."
Dude, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they end up getting Lane. Honestly, I think it's almost like I'm 80% sure he will be the head coach in LSU.
I would agree with that. I don't think
it's the safest hire possible.
Well, here's the other thing. They
have so much money.
Yeah, but do they have more money than Florida?
I think so.
But what's more appealing? Is LSU more appealing or Florida more appealing?
LSU.
I would say LSU, but here's the other thing though. But if you make it big in Gainesville, Florida, you're on top of the world, man. I mean, same way with Baton Rouge.
Yeah. You're not going anywhere after you have success in those two. You're there for life if you.
Oh yeah, 100%.
But here's the thing about Florida. What are the odds that Lane Kiffin can take Florida to the next level? Not really that high at the moment. LSU? That's more likely.
Dude, I don't know because he can just recruit in Florida. It's there.
That's what I was gonna say. Literally, you don't.
I don't know.
Both of the, but these two teams and these two colleges are so similar in a lot of ways.
The thing is, though, Oxford by plane is only less than an hour away from Baton Rouge. You're already recruiting the same kids. You already know both.
Yeah.
You could just you have direct access to
just steal kids from Florida.
Let's be honest, guys. His offense is going to work at either school. I don't think. Yeah. I think it's just 100%. More about what's the
fans are going to show up to the game and fill the stadium.
Oh yeah, 100%. And and this is why
students
I'm
are going to show up.
That's tough. Oh, I don't know.
All right. Okay. Sorry, I'm just now looking at chat.
Mm-hmm.
Rizzo, I need 3-pick TD parlay, $100.
Do we just go back to old reliable Jahmyr Gibbs anytime touchdown?
I feel like that one's a pretty good one. All right, wait, Rizzo, if you're still in here, are you talking college or pro? Because that is.
If it's pro, it's Jahmyr Gibbs anytime touchdown, Jalen Hurts anytime touchdown. I need a third one.
Who's been pretty consistent?
I don't feel confident in myself to be giving financial advice.
This is not financial advice. I'm just going with
Chris Olave anytime touchdown.
Yeah, there you go.
I don't know. That's not likely. That's not likely.
Who are they? No. They're playing the Falcons.
Drake London anytime touchdown.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
He's on my fantasy. I've been relying on him.
Yeah. Drake London anytime touchdown.
There's your 3. College. I'm only leaving up to you 3.
Actually, switch out. Switch out. Add on Kareem Hunt anytime touchdown.
Honestly, for college, the most consistent one I've seen is a rushing touchdown by Georgia Tech's quarterback.
Haynes Keene. By the way,
that hits every time.
Getting back to college, who do we think is going to win the Heisman? Do we just think it's going to be Mendoza?
I think they're going to give it to Mendoza.
It just feels the safest.
It's a Cinderella story.
It's
good for the media.
But think about this: the Heisman Trophy every year is so coveted. This is and I don't mean any disrespect to this player. It's like the Devontae Smith or RG3 winning the Heisman.
I'm going to say RG3 as well. I think it's just like, the media has taken over the award in the last 20 years. And it's really been dictated by like, oh, what's the story? Not who's really the best football player in America, which is why I look at the Maxwell Award a lot more than the Heisman
100%.
is determining.
But I also feel like
player is.
the Heisman and the NFL MVP are basically the same at this point. It's all storyline.
Yeah, that's the point. That's literally my point as well. Like I don't disagree with that at all.
I will say that if the voters weren't cowards, they'd put Emmett Johnson in there. I think if Emmett Johnson rushes for 500 yards in the next 2 games and has 4 touchdowns, there's no reason he shouldn't get an invite. At that point, if he gets 500 total all-purpose yards, that's receiving and rushing the ball, there's no reason why he shouldn't get an invite to New York.
I will also say this. If Mendoza wins the Heisman, do you guys think it like balloons his like draft stock? Because remember how like going into this draft or this upcoming draft, people were talking about how 2026 is supposed to be this strong quarterback draft class. Now it doesn't look like it is a strong quarterback draft class at all.
Well, I mean, it's because Drew Aller's hurt. Cade Klubnik is dog shit.
Arch Manning is clearly going to take his
going at Missouri. He's hurt too.
Also, I will say this: NFL wise, I don't feel confident with Mendoza. Like, I feel like he's kind of like JJ McCarthy, where it's like, he's very much relying on the school around him, and he doesn't really have that much mechanics, and he's not going to really translate that into the NFL. And I was watching, which game was it? Did they talk about it during the Penn State game 2 weeks ago? How somebody compared him to Jared Goff.
Yeah, I think so.
No. It was last week's game. It was the CBS game, right?
No, okay. CBS, yeah.
Gary Danielson had been comparing him to Jared Goff, which I don't really necessarily disagree with. I think he's if you think about Jared Goff, yes, he was the number 1 pick, but like he didn't break a ton of records at Cal. I'm pretty sure, right?
No, but he was, I don't know, but this is the thing about Jared Goff, though, is he was like, I feel like he was bred to be a quarterback, and his mechanics were way better than Mendoza's.
Yes.
I don't know. I think he was a more technical quarterback.
And also, Jared Goff had the very fortune of being in the Sean McVay system and letting that. I know he didn't look good under Fish when he was the head coach for that year with the St. Louis Rams before they became LA Rams. But like ever since then, he had under the McVay system, and then he went to Campbell and had Ben Johnson. I mean, he's still under Campbell.
Is the Heisman standings right now? Like what? Like because I know
I have an article from NBC Sports, at least for like odds. Days ago.
Let's run through it.
Mendoza number 1 at +100. Julian Sayin from Ohio State +200. Marcel Reed from A&M +550.
I don't agree with that. After watching him throw
honestly,
4 picks,
if I had to pick between the 3, I'd rather have Julian Sayin win it because
it was 2 interceptions. It was 2 picks.
You know,
I thought it was 4. No, I'm thinking of Sam Darnold. Sorry.
And then honorable mentions: Jeremiah Smith from Ohio State, Jeremiah Love from Notre Dame, Gunnar Stockton from Georgia. Those are like they're not necessarily guaranteed because they have some high odds. I guess those are people that maybe they like that they can see. I'd
rather have Sayin, to be honest. I think he's a more consistent player.
And then
and Diego Pavia's in there as well.
I do not agree
weather takes in the chat saying Jeremiah Love all day.
Love. I will say
Jeremiah Love has been Jeremiah Love.
If it's not Emmett Johnson, I would be okay with Jeremiah Love. My only thing is that Emmett Johnson has a chance again if he plays well. I think he deserves to be in the conversation. Jeremiah Love, and honestly, the Heisman is either won or lost in the month of November. Yeah. It's how you do down the stretch. He ran well against USC, but there were some games where he didn't play well. Like that's the thing. Like you can't have multiple games, especially as a running back. If you are getting close to 2,000 yards, and that's the other thing. Love is doing it, sharing snaps. It's crazy. He's making so much of every opportunity. I would agree. That backfield, he is playing with a lot, but when they need to win games, he is the man that they hand the ball to. He's going to be their bell cow. And quite honestly, if we're going to be talking about NFL, I want him in a Chiefs uniform so freaking bad.
Dude, honestly, okay. I will get to, can we get to LSU Arkansas? Because that actually kind of ties into what I want to talk about college-wise.
Yeah, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. So we've got LSU and Arkansas. LSU gets a nice little squeaky win against over rival Arkansas.
I don't know about nice.
A little it's better than a lot.
It was so forgettable. I had to pull it up
savor, dude.
before the
At
podcast started.
You have to just savor the wins. Like,
oh, absolutely.
Like that's how
we're bowl eligible.
At this point, it's just finished the year.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you have an interim head coach dealing with all the Brian Kelly BS.
Yeah, it's kind of the whole thing. But Harris, get to your
I honestly like the LSU thing was not really surprising. Like they really just won the game through like time of possession and like just playing clean football. I was a little bit surprised how much they're not using Durham and Barry. Like the LSU quarterback had 31 attempts in the game, and it was like they were primarily throwing the ball. And I'm like, and every time Durham and Barry got the ball, they made something with it. I'm like, why aren't they splitting the load? Why aren't they doing more of like a balanced run and pass offense with the interim head coach? Like that would make more sense to me. But again, I guess they have nothing to lose at that stage. But the thing that I was kind of keying in on the game was, funny enough, on the Arkansas side of things, not the LSU side of things. Dude, Mike Washington, underrated running back prospect going into the draft. He's going to fly way under the radar. He's going to be like a 6th round pick or like a 5th round pick. And he's a dog. In that game, he was running all over LSU, and his stats in college, he's only 40 yards from hitting 1,000 yards,
which ain't bad for a Arkansas running back. Like they've had. Well, I mean, you have to remember Darren McFadden came from
Peyton Hillis,
Arkansas. Peyton Hillis.
Yeah.
Let me see here. Let me look at that stat line.
I honestly think this draft class is a stronger running back class than quarterback class. I think it's super deep at running back this year. He had 13 carries, 85 yards, and a touchdown. I kind of agree with you, Harris. They put up 14 in the first quarter, and then it just seems, at least from the box score, they just let their foot off the gas. And you can't do that against LSU. You have them beat. They're 6-4. You're 2-8 as an Arkansas. You fired your coach at the end of the year as well. But damn, that's crazy. I think another person that I agree with the running. Another SEC running back that is very, very underrated. Actually, 2 of them. Kewan Lacey from Ole Miss. This last week had 31 carries, 224 yards, and 3 touchdowns. And then you had Armon Hardy from Missouri, 25 carries, 300 yards, 3 touchdowns. The running back group now is going to be very, 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 very good. You know what's funny? I was looking at SEC scores. Kentucky played Tennessee Tech. Mm-hmm.
Tennessee Tech is 10-1.
HBCU,
I believe.
Yeah.
I believe they are 10-1. They're 4-1 in conference.
How are they not ranked?
HBCUs.
Yeah, they don't play in the.
They don't play
they can be ranked, but they don't play in the playoffs. They have their own postseason. They have their own conference championship between the SWAC and is it the.
I think so, and
then they play in the Celebration Bowl.
Yeah, the Celebration Bowl's there.
Or the Bahama, or is it the Bahamas Bowl?
No, Bahamas Bowl is a separate. It's a Celebration Bowl.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Because Jackson State played Dion's first year, last year at Jackson State.
That's when he benched Shador in the first half of that game. because he was like late to a meeting or something.
Huh, that's funny that you bring that up because I don't think it's in our NFL narrative, so we probably will talk about that later.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Stupid as shit. Talking about one game that really just blew my mind. South Carolina was up 30-0.
Dude,
30 to nothing on the number
South Carolina
3.
Is
the number 3. What Ryan?
No, I'm just looking at something.
They were up 30-3.
How did they blow that game? How?
I have no idea. That's insane. That's insanity. You were up 30-3 on the road against the number 3 team, and you blew it. They scored 21. They scored 28 unanswered points in the second half. Holy crap.
Can we also talk about Marcel Reed just being able to like have a short memory and just go out in the second half and just play out of his mind to bring them back?
Can we talk about... I wasn't watching the game because I had 4 different games on, and Xfinity's stupid and won't let you build your own multi-view. The only thing I saw from that game was obviously the iconic Sheriff clip.
The Sheriff clip.
Oh my God.
Dude.
Why?
Hey,
Why?
Listen, they don't mess around down there.
Why?
They don't mess around down in Texas.
Why do you put yourself in the possibility of being part of the narrative?
Also, like,
they are literally running up the tunnel celebrating.
Well, no. I'll correct you on that. They were not running up the tunnel celebrating. The player injured his hamstring and was moving to get to the locker room because you can't stop moving to a hamstring injury. And he was trying to get off the field. And then the cop bumped into him. Like, dude, he's clearly hurt. Like, let him get to the locker room. I don't care if you're a Texas A&M fan or not.
Yeah. I don't get it.
Yeah,
I don't get it.
Also, the worst part about that as well is the players were clearly moving out of the way so the cop could go through it. He clearly bumped into them on purpose and started yelling at him.
I don't know. That's crazy. That shit's crazy.
Freaking Texas, man.
Yeah. From one Texas team to another game that happened in the SEC. A team that I didn't think really had that big of a chance of being a contender in the SEC this year. Brent Venables and that defense is actually, again, and we'll talk about this when we get to the Broncos. I feel like it's the same way how I took the Broncos the Broncos defense not seriously. I didn't take Oklahoma's defense that serious.
Well, and like we have to think about who their head coach is. Like Brent Venables has a very those defensive coordinator at Oklahoma when Bob Stoops was there, and then all those years with Clemson. The one thing he's consistent with is having a good defense. And in the SEC, that can take you a long way. When we saw it, he rattled Ty Simpson. Like I haven't seen Ty Simpson rattled since probably the Florida State game. So that was, all credit goes to him.
No, go ahead, Harris.
No, I'm just saying, look, as a UW fan, isn't it great when DeBoer loses? Life just feels good when DeBoer loses.
Jesus, you're so bad.
Wow,
look, the SEC schedule will still save their asses and they will still get into the SEC championship at the end of the season. However, at the end of the day, if they lose the SEC championship, they're done. They get kicked out of the playoffs and life's going to be great.
Well, welcome in, Shane. How is it going?
Oh, man.
Welcome to the pod.
Going well. I appreciate the invite. Sorry, I'm a little late.
No, it's all good. We were just talking about Oklahoma, Alabama. Didn't know if you had a chance to watch that game. Did you have any thoughts?
I didn't have a chance to watch the game, but just a quick comment on it. Like Oklahoma taking out Alabama 2 years in a row, that's pretty impressive, right? Like that's a big step for Oklahoma coming into the SEC.
No, yeah, 100%. Like, and here's the other thing. If you look at the stats, Ty Simpson threw for 326 yards, a touchdown. But here's the thing. He was 28 for 42. He threw the ball 42 times. That's not Alabama football. Not
What
in
was
the
their rushing
slightest.
stats too? Because I think I was reading like they had like a
60
below average yards per carry. Yeah,
15 carries
That's
for
not good.
60 yards and 2 touchdowns.
not going to win football that way.
Can you imagine if Nick Saban was still the head coach?
Oh, he probably was having an aneurysm just watching the
look,
game, man.
Lose his goddamn mind. Oh my God.
Miss Terry, get me back in there.
Look, I mean, obviously I started my rant
You
with
see the way the stream's going. You see all this.
I don't care if my cholesterol's high. Damn it.
I mean, I obviously started my rant with like the DeBoer side of things, but Luke, you'll at least agree with me because you had your rant in the group chat about the Patriots this week. Alabama fans also deserve it just as much.
No, 100%. I would agree. 100%. 100%. Those two fan bases are like hand in hand the worst insufferable fan bases I have ever seen in my life. Ever. They always freaking win, and it's so freaking annoying. I hate it.
And remind us who was an Alabama fan.
All right, okay. I have to defend myself. So I was an Alabama fan because
he hopped on that bandwagon.
No. Before we get throwing accusations here, Nebraska lost to Texas in that 1 second Big 12 championship game. As a true Husker fan, I was salty as shit. Who did they end up playing in the national championship that year? The Alabama Crimson Tide.
You hopped on the bandwagon.
Exactly.
I did because it was in spite. It was in spite of Texas. I wasn't going to root for Texas because horns down every single day of the week because we hate Texas. No way was I going to root for Texas. Not a chance. So then I was just like, you know what? Nebraska's pretty good. Like, they're okay. And then they fired Bo Pelini, and then I was like, I don't know what to do anymore. Like,
then he came back to LSU and shit the bed, and
Oh God, yeah. Let's talk about that. That's terrible. But no, I liked Alabama for a while. Like, I was a fan during the Derrick Henry years. I think those were fun times.
Derrick Henry's a boss.
Mm-hmm.
Derrick Henry is a boss. You're absolutely right. But that's enough SEC talk for now.
Before we move on, I want to do one fact check just because it bothered me when we talked about it. So Tennessee Tech and Kentucky. Tennessee Tech is not the HBCU from Tennessee. They play in the Ohio Valley Conference. It's Tennessee State that's the HBCU team, but they also play in the Ohio Valley Conference. So they do not play in that SWAC MEAC celebration.
Do they play They have to play each other every year, right?
They
played this year, Tennessee State and Tennessee Tech, because I pulled up their schedule.
They do. Tennessee, I lived in Nashville for a few years. So Tennessee State played it. I don't know if they have a stadium now, but they played at Nissan Stadium for years. They used they had like an auxiliary locker room for them. And then Tennessee Tech is out in Cookeville, which is like an hour east of Nashville. They would play every year.
Okay. That's what I thought. All right, let's talk about Big Ten football, because 4 of us here are invested in Big Ten football while we got the one loser over here, SEC.
Y'all had to bring in like 8 teams to be relevant again. Shut up.
Like you didn't just do that too? What are you talking about?
We only brought in like 4. Y'all went from like 10 to what, 18?
Sorry, man.
Y'all went all the way out to California. Shut up.
Technically all the way up to Washington, my guy.
Yeah, shut. You know what? We wanted to be a national brand. All right. We didn't want to stick in our small little region of the SEC. Branch out.
Still relevant because we stuck to our region.
Anyway.
Okay. All right.
There's your 20 seconds of me and Ryan arguing about which conference is better. Harris, we'll start with you.
It just means more.
Jesus. What are the 2 national champions, back-to-back national championships, brother? What are you talking about?
Yeah. Hold on, I'm gonna see. You continue. I just want to.
He's gonna look at the national championship in the last 10 years.
No, just keep going.
Before that, yes, the SEC had a
Never mind. I'm not gonna pull that up.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, we haven't. LSU's never beaten Nebraska in football.
And actually, Nebraska beat LSU for a national championship if I am not mistaken.
Probably more like in
71.
the 80s.
70s.
Wow.
Orange
Luke's not really.
Bowl in 1970.
Luke, you're not
17-12.
beating the allegations.
No, hey, we're still undefeated against LSU.
No,
That's all that matters.
I'm saying you guys are like the Dallas Cowboys of college football.
Yeah. I've accepted this.
Good point.
Okay?
That's a good
Funny you
point.
mentioned that. One of those games is a tie.
Still not a lot. So sucks to be you. Anyway.
Yeah.
Washington, Purdue. Harris, I only put this on here because the Huskers weren't playing. If the Huskers were playing, we'd talk more about that. But you guys got a bounce back win, which was
it wasn't really a bounce back win. It was really just Washington was on cruise control the entire game.
Were they on cruise control, or were they just finally like, all right, we're tired of losing. We got to get our shit together.
It's called, we were at home. They could put their feet up. They were in the right time zone for once. They were feeling it. The weather was nice, And then Purdue just shot themselves in the foot consistently on offense and then blew coverages on defense.
And here's the other thing, Shane. I like Barry Odom at Purdue. I think if they give him time, I think he can do some really good stuff there. What are your thoughts?
At Purdue? I think so too. Last week, I didn't get to catch the Michigan game last week when they played Purdue, but man, they took advantage of some opportunities. Like they had some turnovers when Michigan was in the red zone. And I think there's an opportunity for that team to make some noise. Now, I don't know in this expanded Big Ten how much noise it is, but I think they could definitely make some noise there.
They could maybe be what Wisconsin used to be during those years with all those Big Ten championships. Like, you don't need.
Brett
you can recruit 2 and 3 stars and maybe get some splashes in the portal from smaller schools where they're just like, we're just going to develop guys, and every few years we'll win nine games or so and maybe upset some people. Like if he plays his cards right. So I could see it.
And he did pretty well at Missouri. Everybody forgets that. Like he had them playing pretty well in the SEC. And especially after coming off of Pinkel, who was one of the best head coaches in Missouri history. So that's my kind of selling point on that. But yeah, Washington needed a good game, I think. Right now, so they have. So do they have a bye this week?
No, they play UCLA next week.
Oh, they play UCLA this week. Which, if Nico's playing, it might be a little bit of a tougher game. I think Ohio State really got lucky with Nico being out with a concussion. I mean, it still would have been a blowout, but it would have been a little bit easier. I mean, a little bit harder for them because he did, as much as people want to crap on him, he played really well in that college football playoff game last year when he was at Tennessee.
I mean, look, is it wrong? The main takeaway from the game wasn't even the game itself, was how awful the UW uniforms looked this game. They looked bad.
I don't know. I think I like what were they wearing? I can't remember.
It was like the purple and like the gold duct tape looking numbers with like the see-through with like the US patch on the side.
See, we always talk about uniforms, right? We always talk about uniforms at least once a week. I like the Washington purple on purple. That is clean.
I like purple on purple with the white numbers. This with like the gold numbers and like the gold nameplates, like that looked ugly. Throw it in a fire.
They needed to bring back those chrome helmets they were wearing.
Those were clean.
All right, let's get to Michigan. Jane, you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. I sound good now.
Yeah,
it's just
you sound great.
Yeah,
all good. All right, so Michigan squeaks by Northwestern in Wrigley Field.
I'm going to do this as kind of a good, bad, and big picture type here. That's how I'm going to kind of take this. So, not a fun game to watch by any means. Going to start out by saying here that Michigan is the youngest team in the Big Ten, if I'm not mistaken, and it kind of shows at times, right? So first down offense, I think, was actually solid. They were doing like 7 yards of play per first down, which that's what you want after a bye, right? Andrew Marsh is that dude. 12 catches for 189 yards, which is a freshman record at Michigan. That's, they haven't seen that stuff in a long time with wide receivers. So, so I think that's a good step. Some of the bad here, 5 turnovers.
You can't win games with 5 turnovers. You just can't.
Nope.
You can't.
They figured out a way to do it though. And it's, again, that's coming out of a bye week, and we'll get to this later when we talk about the Chiefs. Like, it's the same type of thing. You're coming out of a bye week. You need to be fresh with that. But, you can't move backwards in that ball security there. So that's another thing. Special teams too, just an absolute mess. Like, first drive of that game, Michigan drives down the field. They're in position to score. There was a holding that called a touchdown back, and then Zavada goes to make a field goal, chip shot, misses it. So there's 3 points off of the board right there. Believe he missed another kick later in the game as well, but it was damn near 60 yards. So can't really fault him for that. That's a hard kick. And then the other thing was. You think here, there was a fake punt or a muff punt, a fake punt conversion. 3 points that you just can't hand away there.
100%.
But big picture, again, it's one of those where it's like you're not happy about the win, but you're relieved that they were able to pull it off. You got to take the 8-2, and start playing like a real contender, or else they're going to get buried. One thing about Bryce Underwood too, and then I'll kind of delve back into it here, but looked every bit like a 5-star in the first half. And then he looked every bit like a freshman in the second. Tools are obvious. He's got everything there. He's just got to learn. And he's a true freshman. Not like a Julian saying that got to sit redshirt or, sit behind their starter last year, getting thrown into the fire. And like Joel Klatt said, like, Michigan fans can't panic. You just gotta sit back and let it develop. They're prime national championship contender in the next 2 years in my eyes. So a lot of growth opportunities.
For sure. I think this is also another takeaway that I think Michigan fans, well, even as a Nebraska fan, Northwestern always plays tough. No matter what, they always play hard nose. We're going to run the ball 35 times. And we're gonna play you till you beat us, and I think that can be commended. I think Braun has done a really good job with that group. I think with all of the renovations that they're going to be doing with that new stadium, I think that's going to be a huge selling point. But what is everybody else's thoughts on Michigan Northwestern? It was kind of a snooze fest a little bit, but then it got a little bit more fun towards the end. Shane, I feel like. Your point about throwing a freshman into the fire, we had to deal with that. We didn't necessarily have to deal with that, but we've had, as Nebraska fans, we've had to handle that with Dylan last year and then TJ Lateef this year. And I think that it's fair to kind of have that point of like, they're a freshman, they're going to make mistakes. But George, what were your kind of takeaways from Michigan?
So I was looking up the stats here, and I think this is kind of my takeaway. I like it's the turnovers. And also the fact that Northwestern kept them under 5 yards per carry. So there was no, this season you've really seen, especially in the Nebraska game, where you have these huge chunk plays in the run game to help Underwood. Where in that second half, he wasn't getting those chunk plays from the running back, so he had to air it out. And then we saw what freshmen do. They're erratic when they're having to throw the football too much, and he made mistakes. So I think that was... looking at the box score, that was kind of my impression of that game.
Marshall went out, which that's a second running back now.
Right.
They're down.
Yeah. That's true. And now is out.
Bryson Kudzol came in there and as a walk-on played, as good as you'd want to walk on to play. 15 carries for 53 yards. That's good for 3.5 yards a pop, but he went in there and tried it. But yeah, that's another thing that worries me a little bit. Now they're going to be down 2 running backs here. What's that going to look like?
Oh, no, yeah, put more on Bryce Underwood's shoulders. That's what it's going to do, right?
Yeah, and I think we'll get to that in a little bit. Harriet, Ryan.
I called it right when Michigan was lining up for that field goal, so it was disappointing to watch because I was rooting for Northwestern. It was another week where multiple teams named Northwestern lost. So I'm used to it.
Seems to be a trend, Ryan.
Yeah.
Speaking of another Northwestern team, after Harris, go ahead.
No, I also was watching this game in multi-view, but I also was mainly watching USF Navy because that game was insane and went down straight to the wire. And I was like, I had it in the corner, and then as soon as like Michigan was driving down that final drive to get the game-winning field goal, that's when I put it in full screen. But for the most part, I was locked in on USF Navy because holy shit, that was an insane game.
Yeah, for sure. Brian, do you want to show us this clip?
What is this clip you've been hyping up?
So Shane, just for reference, my alma mater, Northwestern State from Louisiana.
Okay. Yeah, familiar.
Yeah. We played rival Nichols this past weekend. Share the screen.
Oh no.
Oh my!
Make sure the audio's not on. You don't need to hear that. So you see the score 21-19.
Mm-hmm.
Fourth down for Nichols. Here's what happens.
Okay.
Give it a second. I was cheering so hard when this happened. Here's the thing. All right, interception. He brings it back to the 2-yard line.
Don't tell me. Don't tell me.
Momentum changing, right?
Yes.
Hold on.
Yeah, that's huge. Okay.
There's a flag.
What is the flag for?
No.
So it is, if I remember correctly, it's 2 flags. One on the offense was a personal foul, and then holding on us on defense. So they all set. Nothing happens.
Oh, that's brutal.
So essentially, it's just like as if nothing ever happened.
That is brutal.
So they call holding on 9. You won't be able to see it here because there's no holding right there. There was a bit of contact.
I see a little bit.
There's a little bit of tug, but
it's not holding. I see more illegal contact than holding on that camera.
Yeah,
maybe there's something I don't see.
I don't see it, Jim.
So
I don't see it. I'm not seeing it, Jim.
I'm watching 9. Oh, I see it a little bit. I see it.
I think that's what they call it. Even though that was
I don't know.
It's within 5 yards, but it's close.
Yeah. So
Jim, that's what you got to do, man. You know.
I don't know, Jim.
Later.
I don't know, Jim. That looks pretty close.
Oh, yeah, Jim,
later,
Jerry used to tell me, just drop back and just suck it down there, man.
Oh my God.
A few plays later here.
Oh my God.
So freaking much. So
it was a completely momentum killing. Like it changed the outcome of the game.
That's brutal.
I'm so sorry, Ryan.
I was heartbroken.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
That was the best game we had played all year too. The score, it may not look like in the score, but that was such a good game to watch.
Damn. All right. Well, let's talk about the next 2 games and then we'll get to our picks for week 12. Georgia gets a big win against Texas. Arch Manning didn't look good, but he also didn't look like he didn't look good, but he didn't look great, but he also was like, you know what I mean? I think this is the year where he needs to this is where he gets his development. And then next year is the year where he should be hyped up.
Do you think it's going to be a little bit like, obviously he's not going to have as much success as Joe Burrow in his final year, but could you see it being like, kind of college career, senior year shoots up and it's all that matters?
I definitely think you could probably see that. But you also have to remember, is Sark going to be there in 2 years? Is Sark going to be in the NFL? Like, Sarkisian is getting calls. Guaranteed, he's getting calls to go to the NFL, just like any other coach.
Did Arch get a red shirt his freshman year?
Yes, he did. He did redshirt. He didn't play more than 4 games. So he's technically got 3 more years of college.
So he's technically a sophomore in eligibility.
Yeah, he's a redshirt. He's a redshirt sophomore. So he will have that extra year of eligibility.
And the Mannings are going to abuse that to the end. They're not going to let him go to the NFL unless he's fully ready.
Well, 100%, because he'll listen to Uncle Peyton and Uncle Eli.
It's not Uncle Peyton and Uncle Eli that's going to be saying that. It's going to be Grandpa Arch.
Grandpa Arch.
Grandpa has said that he is playing all his senior year. Like that is what he said. Family is decided.
Senior year in eligibility or senior year of like academics?
Senior red shirt. That's what is
they're planning on him playing 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
right.
I don't see that happening, especially if he has a good junior and senior year. Nah, no way.
If
No
he gets
way.
his
If he's
degree, he's yeah.
Yeah, he's done. Like, here's
I mean,
my thing. Like, if he has a good junior senior year, he will be a top 5 pick. He will be a top 5 pick. He throws for what, 4,000 yards, 5,000 yards, has 20 touchdowns, or no, probably more like 35 touchdowns, 36 touchdowns in his junior year, and then doubles that his senior year to where he's at 45 touchdowns, 6,000, 5,000 yards.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the thing. 6,000 yards and 60 touchdowns. Only one person's done that, and that's Joe Burrow. And he had Justin Jefferson. He had
Chase.
Jamar Chase.
And he had another guy. Ryan
Marshall.
Terrence Marshall.
And he had Moss's son. Too,
Yes, and Riley Moss. That team was stacked on offense.
Yeah, and I see the similarities in the play styles with Joe Burrow too. My thing is the one thing no one's been talking about, the Texas offensive line has not been as good as last year. That's also a story. If you really watch the tape, they do consistently get beat compared to last year.
On the rankings just
They dropped.
They just dropped.
Yeah, they did. Hold on. I'm looking at them right now. Hold on.
Georgia entered top 4.
All right, here we go. Back to the SEC Big Ten discussion. Here we go.
Oh, here we go.
Yes, you guys are gonna have fucking 8 teams because you guys played nobody at the end of the year. Shut
How many
up.
teams in your conference are
Shut
nobodies?
up.
You mean Alabama
That's
playing Eastern Illinois and Auburn at the end of the year? Like that kind of BS?
All right. Here we go. Tennessee at 25, Pittsburgh at 24, Washington at 23. You're welcome, Harris. Missouri at 22, Michigan at 21. You're welcome, Shane. Iowa at 20, USC at 19, 18, Miami, Georgia Tech at 17. I think they're very underrated. 16, Vanderbilt, 15, Louisville, 14, Virginia, 13, Utah, 12, Oklahoma, 11, Texas, 10, Notre Dame, 9, Oregon, 8, Texas Tech. Also another under. Whoa.
Oregon.
No, hold on. Are these rankings right?
I don't think they're right.
They aren't?
No.
That sounds like the previous rankings before Washington played Wisconsin.
You had Texas at like what, 10 or 11?
Wait,
They
hold
lost.
on.
They just
That's not
lost.
right.
That's not. No, I have the rankings. That is not. that is not.
All right, then you read them off.
Yeah,
All right.
Ryan.
All right.
God
25.
damn.
Can I speak? I'll leave the stream right now, and y'all can go be on your own.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, 25, Arizona State, 24, Tulane, 23, Houston, 22, Missouri, 21, Illinois, 20, Tennessee, 19, Virginia, 18, Michigan, 17, Texas, 16, Georgia Tech, 15, USC, 14, Vanderbilt, 13, Miami, 12, Utah, 11, BYU, 10, Alabama, 9, Notre Dame, 8, Oklahoma, 7, Oregon, 6, Ole Miss, 5, Texas Tech, 4, Georgia, 3, Texas A&M, 2, Indiana, and 1, Ohio State.
That sounds right.
Okay.
All right, that sounds better. Thank God, get Iowa off of that fucking rank.
Luke, you try to give Washington a ranking spot. We don't deserve it right now.
I did. Texas Tech. Is everybody like? I cannot be the only one that loves Texas Tech, right?
No, I think they're
God,
underrated.
they're so much fun to watch.
Yeah.
A little underrated.
I agree.
I was shocked at the Texas A&M at 3. I think they should have dropped a little bit.
Well, I mean, you score 38
I was going to say, I still think it is very impressive you come back 30 points or 27 points.
Oh,
Impressive, but I think they should swap
so
3
insane.
and 4 just to show that, like,
Yeah, that's
it is I get it's a resume thing, but it's also how you play the football game.
No,
Right.
100%. I mean,
They get it week
Utah's
to
up
week.
there. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Yes. Go ahead. How many SEC teams are in there? As of right now, who would be in the playoff? Ole Miss.
Hold on. I'll pull it up from the college football.
It should be
subreddit,
12
how
to
they
1,
know.
right?
Not necessarily, because Tulane would actually have the 12th seed.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, 'cause Tulane.
Hold on, let me share the screen.
Oh yeah.
For the group
Also,
five.
we're not going to dwell on it for long, but the fact that Navy could actually get into the playoffs this year is insane.
Yeah.
Because if they win on Thanksgiving, it's night.
So
That's true.
I was watching a clip on TikTok, and it was Ari and Andy Staples from On 3, and they were talking to Booger McFarland, and they were talking about Georgia. And they were like, "Oh, well, there's a scenario where Georgia doesn't even if you're Kirby Smart, do you even play the SEC championship game to get a lower seed?"
teams.
And I'm like, "What the fuck are you talking about? You want to win the SEC? You want that bye? I don't care how easy it will be to get into the playoff. I mean, look at all these teams.
Mm-hmm.
Like, these are all really good, capable teams. Besides maybe Miami." I would say Miami is suspect. I think if you went down to watch that game, I think Ole Miss would be favored by at least 10.
Miami reminds me of SMU last year. That's what they remind me of.
Yeah.
I just want the record to be shown that there are 5 teams in the playoff from the SEC. 6 if you count Tulane, since they were a founding member of the conference.
No, that doesn't count.
Don't count. That don't count. Put them back in the American Conference.
That doesn't count. That does not count.
All right, yeah. There's only 3.
No. We do not. No, we do not lay down here, sirs. We do not give ground to this insanity. All right? And plus, Texas Tech's going to win the whole thing. If I had to choose a national champion that is a long shot,
Tulane pulls off the upset.
Oh, yeah, Tulane all the way, baby.
Texas Tech, baby.
Texas Tech is the USC of this playoff, and they will get upset by Tulane.
That's actually a kind of good segue. You want to talk about USC Iowa?
Yes, because fuck Iowa. I don't care if it's TikTok. Screw Iowa. Everything's better when Iowa Hawkeyes lose. Oh my God. It's so
I will spoil
Luke
one
hates the
thing.
Children's Hospital confirmed.
Yes.
Not true.
I talked to Luke about that the other night.
They use that as a crutch. They use that as a
Whoa.
Hey, phrasing.
Dude,
Phrasing.
What?
As a crutch, really?
Oh, sorry. I didn't realize. Sorry, that was pretty good though. That might be a clip.
It doesn't count if you didn't realize it.
So here's the thing. Right? Yes, what they do after the first quarter, cute, awesome. Doesn't take away how shitty of a fan base the Iowa Hawkeyes have. They are top 2 worst fan base. They talk the
I can
most
confirm
shit.
that for basketball.
They have the worst fan base, and they don't even have any national championships to even put on their belt. Shut the fuck up and let the big boys talk. You guys might have beaten us the last 8 or 9 years, but y'all have only beaten us by a margin of fucking 3. So get off your fucking high horse and get the hell out of here.
TikTok viewership went boom.
You want to be one of the blue bloods. I love the fact that Colin Cowherd called Iowa the McLovin of the Big Ten. The fake ID. They want to get into the party so bad, but they can never do it because it's Iowa. Everybody hates Iowa. Their corn sucks. USC did us a favor by beating them. I love it when Iowa loses every week. It makes my week so much better. Oh my God.
I will spoil one thing about our overall college predictions. We all hit that game.
Yeah! Because fuck Iowa.
No, because for context, Ryan and George picked USC. Me and Luke picked the under in that game, and all 4 of us won.
Oh, that doesn't count if y'all just picked the under.
I tell you what, I told you. No, I swear to God.
We had an argument about this. Remember, Brian? We had like a 5-minute argument about this.
No. Did I ever tell you guys where I literally took the under in every single Iowa football game?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And I made money.
We didn't allow Lucas to take the under in the spread. They had to pick one or the other to me.
The argument was because Luke wanted to go USC in the under. I said no. You got to pick one. You got to pick one basket. And he went under with me.
Obviously, because it's Iowa. And I will say this: Iowa's got a pretty good defense. Shit offense. Terrible offense. They had every chance to just take that game away from USC, and they just couldn't do it.
Yeah, they do what Iowa does.
Iowa next week.
Yeah,
Iowa will always stay in the
football
game, right?
Dude, I am. If we beat Penn State,
I'm hardly active
so
in that group
cocky.
chat. I will be active in that group chat if I was winning that game.
I know you will
You're
be,
an
and I will be. And by the way, I will be live streaming. I will be live streaming that game.
Luke, can you not act on Hinge on TikTok Live during that game?
Absolutely not, because if we beat Iowa,
You think he's going to act on Hinge? Like, what are you doing right now?
I will say the most unhinged shit that I have been holding back for the last 10 years.
Well,
you've been
TikTok
holding
Live,
back.
I hope you enjoyed the Luke live streams because we're not having any more.
We might get banned, honestly.
You really have to do. You really have to work to get.
No, real quick. One thing I want to say about that game is, one, Iowa's quarterback is not as good as everyone tries to say he is.
Garbage. He's a running quarterback at the best.
This is the thing about Iowa. And this is kind of, I wouldn't say the brilliance, but one thing they have going for them, since their defense is so good, they're always going to stay in these football games. Like, it doesn't matter who they play, except for like maybe Ohio State or Michigan or like whatever. So, I mean, I just hope that when Nebraska does play them, I just hope that we can break them, just beat their
break
ass.
the soul. Just break the soul.
I'm so sick of the Iowa fans. I'm so sick of it.
God,
and
I'm so
done.
sick of the Iowa fans. Oh my God. Constantly, every single time Nebraska loses in a live, oh, well, at least Iowa won. Nah, get out of here. Get out of here. You don't belong here. We're not the same. We aren't the same. Shut up. Get out of here. You're like a cockroach that won't ever go away. All right. Anyway. Harris, what were the records last week since you've been talking about it?
So, remember when I said this was interesting? This is what I mean by interesting. So Luke went 2-2.
Oh, God.
The rest of us, I think all three of us, went 3-1.
Oh, I hate it.
Which one did we get wrong?
We all picked Alabama instead of Oklahoma.
Oh, we did all pick Alabama. Yeah, that's right. Dude. All right.
Yeah. Well,
I'll take the win.
All right, let's get into the game that I'm going to be talking about, or at least me and George are going to be talking about. Okay, so this line makes zero sense to me. I mean, it makes sense to me while I've been thinking about it, but it doesn't. Nebraska at Penn State. It's going to be the night game, NBC. I will be there. Penn State's favored by 9.5. Over unders 44.5. But I kind of want to guess Shane's pick on this. What are your thoughts? 9.5 seems like a lot.
9.5 seems like a lot for me. I agree. Just because of how bad Penn State has been this year, and I know they've had their adverse, like they lose their starting quarterback Aller, and then they went on what was it, like a 6-game losing streak or something, like a 5, like it was a big. And then all of a sudden they come into little brother's house in East Lansing and roll on them. So like, I don't know. I think that 9.5 is too close. And you said Nebraska's backup starting, right? So yeah. So I think Nebraska has a chance. I mean, I think they have a chance to at least cover there. I don't think Penn State's going to take that 9.5. That's just my gut check there.
No, I don't think so either. George, you're kind of. I can kind of give a synopsis of why it's 9.5, but I want your thoughts.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's 9.5 because, one, we have a backup quarterback, and UCLA's defense is like bottom of the barrel in the Big Ten as far as like yards given up. So I think like it was a good tune-up game for him, but I just don't think Vegas believes that we can compete with them in their house. That's my synopsis.
I will say this. So some of the factors here. That home, that night, it's senior night, big game. They're 2 wins away from being bowl eligible. Those are some factors. We can't stop the run. We've been improving at stopping the run. The one thing that I will say is that Penn State's quarterback does not like to run. He will scramble if he has the option to, but he is not like Nico Imalava. Not a chance. He's not like some of the quarterbacks that we've seen earlier this season. All right. But like, here's again, like the way the Huskers win this game, their time of possession has to be at least 30, 40 minutes. They have to possess the ball.
Johnson has to pound the rock.
Emmett Johnson has to carry the ball 30 times. And he has to be a main point of that team, of that game. What we were talking about in the first half of the podcast with the Heisman discussion, do you think this is honestly the game that kind of makes or breaks his invitee? I think so.
Besides Michigan, it's the best defense we're gonna play besides
Iowa.
But like up to this point.
Up until this point,
it will be going into the Iowa game.
Like I said, if he has over 250 all-purpose yards in this game, I think he should be given at least an invite. The guy is still top 5 running back in college football. He's number 1 in all-purpose yards. The guy is just insanely good. I think it's up to this game and in Iowa. I'm going to take Nebraska. I think the safe bet here, I think the Huskers will win. I think the safe bet is plus 9.5. That's a huge number to me. They're 4-6. I get they're at home. I get it's at night, but EJ played well. Granted, and I will put this for all the people that want to do this narrative. Oh, it was against UCLA. Their defense isn't very good. I will give you that. But it was still his first start. I just don't understand why. I understand, but I also don't understand 9.5 to a 4-6 team that hasn't really done much. They're good on defense, but they can't get anything going on offense. I think the keys to this game is stopping the run. If they get over 150 yards, you're not winning the game. That's just simple as that. They're not winning the game. But I kind of, and here's the other thing. Nebraska is coming off a bye. They're getting healthier. They're getting guys back. They're going to throw some wrinkles at Penn State that they haven't seen. And I think that's the advantage that I would give Nebraska. So I'm going to take Nebraska plus 9.5.
Yeah, I took Nebraska plus 9.5 as well. I think this is the thing. What I think is going to happen. I think to beat Penn State, we're going to have to throw it more than 20 times. I believe, because I think Emmett Johnson will have a good enough game, but at some point, it's going to have to be a little bit more downfield. Like, you're going to have to be able to stretch the secondary a little bit. So I'm very interested to see how TJ builds off of the UCLA game. But I think we have a chance to win. I'm going to take Nebraska plus 9.5 for the spread.
Harris?
Do I do it? That's the $1 million question. Yes, I do. Penn State money line.
Yeah, I think we're going to do it.
I hate you. You know what? Fuck you.
I knew you were
It didn't help you. It didn't help you when you picked UCLA. So good. Take UCLA. Or take Penn State. You
Penn State is not like UCLA was kind of stretching it. This one kind of feels more plausible.
Yeah, they have a lot of NFL talent. I will say that. They have a lot of NFL talent.
Remember, we keep receipts.
We do. And I also,
trust me, we'll keep receipts.
I was about to say something later, but I'll save that for when we get our NFL records going and our overall records going.
God, I hate you guys. Anyway,
you're an asshole.
Ryan, your pick.
I'm confident in Nebraska money line.
Oh,
yeah.
I was the one outlier. I was kind of hoping Ryan would.
When I saw, before I even saw like the odds and whatnot, I was like, it makes sense for Nebraska to win this. I just feel like it didn't make sense for a Penn State win, even before I saw the Vegas opinions. So
the 9.5 just seems a lot of points. Shane, are you taking Skurs 9.5?
Yeah. Plus 9.5.
Yeah, I know I like you, Shane.
Yeah.
I have some buddies that went to Nebraska, so
there we go.
A part of me is a Nebraska fan.
Go Big Red. Go Big Red. All right. So we've got Michigan at Maryland. Michigan's favored by 13.5. Over under is 45.5. Shane, I to me, in all honesty, this feels like a trap game. I feel like this is a game that Maryland could I mean, Mike Locksley they've come out and said that he is going to be the head coach next year, which I think is a very good thing because I think you need to give him more time.
Continuity.
I think he does a really good job. Here's my hot take about Michigan. I think Sharon Moore was handed a good roster. I don't know if he can consistently keep it the way it is the next 3 years. In my opinion, this is just an outsider looking in. I think it's very plausible that you guys end up finding a new coach here in the next 3 or 4 years. Is that far off?
That's what the fan base wants. That's what the fan base wants. There are two groups. There's a group that wants Sharon Moore gone yesterday, and there's a group that is willing to let him figure it out, right? What happened when Harbaugh left, right? Recruiting went downhill because he was looking for jobs year after year after year after year. Mm-hmm. And he decided, hey, I'm going to leave to go to the San Diego Chargers. I call them the San Diego Chargers because that's what they are. I'm going to go there. I'm going to go there. And, Davis Warren's going to be your quarterback in 2020. That was Jim Harbaugh's guy. Wasn't Sharon Moore's guy. And it was just the point that Harbaugh left that roster was, they had a great defense, not taking anything, but the offense was just terrible. They didn't have it last year. Didn't have it. But my opinions on this game is it's going to be very similar to what Northwestern last week. Because if you look at the last 2 seasons, and I know a lot changes in college football, rosters overchange, but Maryland always plays Michigan tough. In 2022, Michigan won by 7 points in Ann Arbor. 2023, they were at College Park, and they won by 7 points again. So I think it's going to be very similar to Northwestern. I'm going to take my pick here. I'm taking Maryland plus 13.5. That's the line right now, right? I think I'm looking at that correct.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I'm taking them plus 13.5. I think it's just going to be another. I think Michigan wins it, but I think Maryland covers.
And I will say this: the quarterback that they have at Maryland, that kid is going to be getting calls from the transfer.
He is a dog.
100%. Yeah. Yep.
He is a
100%.
He's one of the best quarterbacks in the Big Ten.
I feel like this podcast also has a good kind of grasp on Maryland because UW had a very trap game with Maryland where Maryland almost came out and beat UW. Nebraska almost got beaten by Maryland. They are a feisty team. They are like the Arizona Cardinals of college. They will play terribly against terrible teams where you're just like, what are you doing? But when they lock up against a good team, they lock in and they'll make it a show.
Yeah. I can't disagree with you on that, Shane. Maryland will play you until it's very, very similar to Northwestern. When we played them, they had 2 freshmen on the edge rushers that at the time I think one of them had 9 sacks going into the Nebraska game. I think if Bryce Underwood is able to make plays, I think they can win. 13.5 again, kind of like Penn State. 13.5 that seems like a lot of points.
A lot of points.
And I'm also going to take Maryland plus 13.5. I think they cover here, but I do think Michigan will win. It's going to be by a very, very slim margin. And I think this is a game where you're going to fall into the trap game of you're looking too forward to the game against Ohio State instead of being focused right in front of you. 100%. So that's why I'm taking Maryland plus 13.5. George?
Yeah, I agree with everything you guys said. I didn't even think about how close those games were when Michigan was contending for national championships as well. I didn't want to touch the spread at all. I did take Michigan with money line just because I wasn't comfortable either way. Because I could also see Michigan just being able to maybe they'll pull something out and then they win by 14 or whatever. But yeah, I think it depends on how good is Bryce Underwood and also how good is the Michigan defensive line at containing Maryland's quarterback, because that dude is not only good as a passer, but he's elusive, as we saw in the Nebraska game. We saw it in the Washington game and pretty much any other big game he played in. So, yeah.
Ryan?
Yeah, I got Michigan money line.
Yeah. Too much?
Oh, most definitely. When I see something like that, unless I want to just gamble, put that on a parlay and get something out of it.
Real.
Then I would pick Maryland, but yeah, no, I got Michigan right there.
All right. And Harris?
I mean, you could tell by the way I was kind of talking about Maryland. I'm just taking Michigan money line. I'm touching that spread with 1,000 foot stick, but I do feel like this is a trap game for Michigan. This could easily be
100%.
this could be either I could see them first half being 14-7 Maryland, and then Michigan fans are just freaking out on social media, and then Michigan comes storming back and wins the game. Or I don't want it to be Washington, Indiana. I don't want that shit out there either, David. I could see that too.
That's me at the big house on the typical Saturday. I've been to 2 games this year. I have season tickets, but I went to the Wisconsin game, and I was so pissed at halftime. I'm like, this is horrible. Wisconsin cannot score. Michigan is just playing with their food here. And then I also, I think it was the same thing with Washington. I think that one was pretty close at halftime too, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. Speaking of Washington, Washington at UCLA, Washington minus 10.5, over under 52.5. Man, I'm just picking underdogs here. Well, is Nico playing? Or is Nico not playing? Because that will change my opinion if he's playing or not.
Questionable at the moment, I believe.
Nah, screw it. We'll go Washington money line. I 10.5 is a lot of points. I could see UCLA covering that just because of the way they played Nebraska in the second half of that game. But again, Washington is. I really like this Washington offense. Their defense is stout. They get the job done. I really like the quarterback Williams a lot. I've said this every single week we talk about Washington. I cannot stop talking about how athletic he is, and I think that's such a good move for him. Unfortunately, I think Washington's probably going to lose their head coach at the end of this year. Sorry, Harris.
I mean, we're also not going to only lose our head coach. We're also going to lose Damon Williams as well. He's following Jed Fish anywhere he goes. He did it in Arizona. He did it. Followed him to Washington. He's going to follow him to the SEC.
Florida, probably. I would have to say he'd probably go to Florida. But yeah, I'm going to take Washington money line. Shane.
I think I'm going to go Washington money line here too. I mean, that 10.5 spread, I just don't like it. I mean, UCLA has been, up and down this year. They're the definition of a roller coaster. So I'm going to take Washington money line there. I think that's the smart pick.
No, for sure. George.
Yeah, not to be boring, but yeah, not going to touch it. Especially with not knowing if Nico's going to play. Got to go Washington money line. I don't know how close it will be, but I could see UCLA making it a game in the second half. But yeah.
Ryan?
Yeah, give me Washington money line.
Oh, wow. Are we going to do a clean sweep here?
We are going to do a clean sweep. Washington money line.
Wow. like sports advisors. We got to start doing the earthquake.
I guess I'll spoil one of the things. Last time we did an earthquake on the show, it did not pan out well.
Well, we got one more game.
That's true.
To make sure that this one I think is going to be very, very interesting for the college football playoff rankings the following week. USC at Oregon. Oregon minus 9.5. Over under is 60.5. 60. You saw that.
Yeah.
60.5. Oregon's kind of looked a little sloppy the last couple of weeks. And it's kind of a trajectory where it's like you see Oregon go on the slope all the way down, where USC's just, after that Nebraska game, they've just gone up and up and up and have met every single challenge. Go ahead. Harry.
But they're not winning by much. Also, they're not playing that much tough opponents.
They don't need to win by much.
They lost to Notre Dame.
Yeah, so when Notre Dame's going to end up probably making the playoff because they don't play in a conference.
And they play Nebraska and Iowa. I'm sorry, those are not impressive wins.
They also trounced Michigan.
They did also beat Michigan. That's fair. But I don't know. I don't really have a play on this game.
Luke.
The 60.5 is crazy to me.
60.5 is crazy. Luke, just play it safe.
Oregon.
Play it safe.
Yeah, give me Oregon money line. I'll go ahead and make my pick. Just to
Same. Oregon money line right now.
Oregon money line. If they're at home, dude. USC, you said this last week. USC does not play good on the road while they've been under Lincoln Riley.
I did say that, didn't I?
Just play it safe, Luke.
Do it.
Do it. No, fuck you guys. I'm taking USC. I'm taking USC. I think
He
they're
has
going to
a mind of
cover.
his own, ladies and gentlemen.
I think they're going to cover the 9.5. I think Oregon's looked a little bit
Really?
sloppy. I think Maeva might have a pretty solid game. The thing is with Maeva, he doesn't turn the ball over. He keeps it pretty. He keeps a clean game. Oregon's defense is looking out for is looking for revenge, obviously, but I think I like USC plus 9.5 here. I really do. Jane,
I'm with you there, Luke.
Yeah!
Plus 9.5 for USC. Looking at Oregon the past few weeks, like they played sloppy against Iowa. I get that was a weather game. It was a nasty, yucky weather game. I get that. Those are hard games to play in. The Wisconsin one, though, I cannot get over that. Like Wisconsin was in their house. Wisconsin cannot score, and they hung around with them for most of that game. So that's what's getting. And then it's the Michigan USC thing. Like what USC did to Michigan, I was like, they're a good team, and I was live streaming it, and people were just flooding in, and they're like, Ohio State fans are jumping in there, and they're like, you just lost an unranked team. And I'm like, guys, you realize that USC is probably the 26th ranked team in the nation. Like, they are a good football team. And here they are. So
maybe I'm
USC.
also picking Oregon because I'm a biased MFer.
yeah, because you want to beat them at the end of the year.
Yeah, I want to beat them at the end of the year and kick them out of the playoffs in like the most dramatic, fun fashion possible.
You know what's going to be so much fun is when I'm not even going to spoil it for next week, because next week's going to be a fun week of rivalry week, and that's going to be a fun.
Oh, you're probably going to get us out our most petty as possible.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
if Nebraska beats Penn State, I will be big puffing out here, just being like, all right, here we go.
We beat the interim head coach. Look at us.
That's if they beat Penn State, which I'm not saying they will. Okay. But anyway. All right. Harris, do you want to talk about records and overall now, or do you want to talk
Let's
about
do it
later?
now. Do it now.
All right.
Let's get out of the way.
Overall records. What was our record? What were all of our records in the NFL?
In last place, we got a tie between me and Ryan. 9-6.
Okay.
Suck it. Yes. I am. back
Shut
on
up.
top,
Shut up.
baby.
Shut up. Shut up. We're not done yet.
Oh God.
In second place, we got Luke, 10-5.
Damn it.
And in first place, we got George, 11-4.
Wow. 11-4.
He would have gone
11-4.
12-3 if he stuck to his guns and didn't change his Chiefs pick. I want to put that on the record. He flipped his Chiefs pick, which would have also put him at 12-3, but he decided to follow the trend with us.
I didn't believe that the Chiefs are one of the worst NFL teams, but now I do.
Damn.
Do you want to take care of my light work here? Do you want to... Wait.
Do we want to get to overall
Come
records
on,
before we
come
get to
on.
this rant?
No.
I have to push in your face. I won for one.
Let's hold off. Let's let this marinate. Let's let this marinate. We'll feel this out. Y'all are getting so lucky here as a Bears fan. Go ahead. You've been in mediocrity for the last 20 years? Oh yeah, since the '85 Bears. Shut up. Get out of here.
Listen,
Double doink was recently.
It is my time to shine and for you to shut up. It's very simple.
Oh. Here we go, guys. Peacocking out here all the way over here. Just coming out here. Oh, look at me. I win close games.
You gotta let him fly.
Ooh, look at me. I'm beating subpar, mediocre opponents. Ooh.
Yeah, I love that. This is great.
Hey, win to win, man.
Anyway,
Overall?
Yeah, overall.
So,
Yeah, let's go overall.
still in last place, we got Luke at 83-56.
Dang it.
And
Like, honestly, it's not bad.
Third.
83 and 50.
we got George at 85-53. Ryan is nipping at my heels still, one game behind me, 88-51. And then myself at 89-52.
Wow. All right.
All right.
Too close for comfort.
Bears came through in the clutch once more to beat the Vikings.
We beat 9.
You beat 9.
What was that, Brian?
Hold on. Why is it doing that? It's ruining the bid. Oh, here it is. There we go. I was on bye week. Picking the wrong virtual camera. I'll just be sitting here. Don't worry about me.
Bye week. They were on the bye week, guys.
Bears get through once again. Cairo Santos hits a game winner.
The fact that Ben Johnson let Cairo Santos decide the game is insane.
Go ahead, George. Go ahead.
Well, the big story of this game is, I mean, JJ kind of got flustered at the end and all that. Also, the special teams for the Bears. We don't win that game if it wasn't for that return. Like, let's be honest. Yeah, they, like whatever, like, we were able to run the football and like all that. But really, I mean, if we don't have that kick return at the end there, I don't know if we get into it. Got lucky. Keep winning games. We'll see how it keeps.
You need a little luck to win in the NFL. And to be honest, I'm happy for the Bears just because of you, George. No, actually, no, that's not true. My grandfather is a Bears fan, but he's also a Packers fan. I don't know how that works.
We win either way. If the Bears win, we're like, oh, look, George got a W. If the Bears lose, we're like, yes, Char's suffering.
Char's suffering. Yeah, Char sucks. But Jane, go ahead.
And the other thing I want to point out is we're heading into week 12 here, and the Bears are in first place. Who thought the Bears were going to be in first place in week 12?
I mean,
this is insane.
Not me. I'm the most negative Bears fan you will ever meet, Shane.
Probably the most negative Chiefs fan you'll ever meet. We'll get into that at some point.
I love it. I love it.
So honestly, this was a redemption. I knew this was gonna happen coming into this. It was a redemption game for the Bears for what JJ McCarthy did to you guys in week 1. JJ McCarthy, I love him because he's a Michigan man. Like, I hated when he left, but like I knew that he had to do it. But yeah, I mean, I think he's just going to be the definition of up and down all year. He's had some great games. He's had some bad games, and that's just what he's going to be as an NFL quarterback. I think that's what his career is going to be. It's just up and down, up and down, up and down.
Do I dare say it? Fuck it. I'm going to say it. I think honestly, the JJ McCarthy experiment should be over.
Fuck it. We're doing live. We'll do it live.
I mean,
let's do it live.
Like, he's undersized. He over relies on his athleticism. He has barely, he's not good in the pocket. He's not a good technical quarterback. It's like, I don't know what Kevin O'Connell's seeing in him.
He's really good at handing off the football.
He's really good at handing off the football. He's really good at doing the basic throws. But he can't hit Justin Jefferson for shit.
So here's the thing. Here's where the Vikings went wrong. They decided to let Kirk Cousins go, and they decided to let Sam Darnold go.
And don't forget, there was a third quarterback. There was a third one. Daniel Jones.
I think they should have kept Kirk Cousins. I think if you let him, absolutely.
No,
are you serious?
Okay, no, I disagree. Kirk Cousins wanted, do you see the deal he got in Atlanta? That's what he wanted in Minnesota. You keep Sam Darnold.
There's no way.
You keep Sam Darnold.
Either way, you get a veteran quarterback and you have him watch a veteran quarterback that has been in the league for years.
Yeah. Okay,
Speaking from a Chiefs fan, perfect scenario with Pat and Alex Smith. Best scenario ever. Look at what the fucking Packers have done year after year.
But I don't understand what Kevin O'Connell is seeing in JJ McCarthy. I don't get it.
I didn't like it. I didn't like the pick when they picked him, to be honest with you.
I don't think Kevin O'Connell really has a choice in the matter, to be perfectly honest. Like, I really don't. I think he wanted to keep Darnold. And then the GM.
That's not what the narrative was. The narrative was that after the playoffs game against the Rams, the Vikings just shipped him out of there because they thought he could not win the big games. That was the narrative.
That's crazy to me. Yes, did he throw 4 interceptions? Absolutely, 100%. Terrible game. But guy has a lot more upside than he has downside.
Also,
in my opinion, for Sam Darnold.
Yeah.
By them picking JJ McCarthy, they're driving Justin Jefferson out the door. There's no way he's going to be a Viking next season. He's gone.
Oh, no, not true. He did sign that contract last year.
I don't think it matters.
Request a trade.
He will request a trade. You watch.
Well,
Somebody's going to clear cap space for that contract.
Look,
Somebody
look,
will.
yeah.
look, I'm going to draw a line. I'm going to draw a parallel.
Definitely ain't going to be the Chiefs. I can tell you that, right, Shane?
Nope.
As an NFL, oh God, I hate that I'm drawing
y'all
this parallel. I
can't
hate,
afford that.
please. So, as a NFL person that like watches NFL films and also kind of looks back at NFL history, this reminds me when Randy Moss left the Vikings. You can literally look it up. It's the exact same terminology that Justin Jefferson's using. The same thing.
Or also when Randy Moss left the Raiders to go to the Patriots as well. Kind of similar scenario.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's I don't know. Let's hope that
Will you
Yeah.
want Justin Jefferson to go to the Patriots?
No, absolutely not. I will absolutely
They
throw
have
up.
the cap space.
I will throw up.
They
I will
do have
throw
the
up.
cap
I will throw
space.
up. Stay in the NFC. Stay the hell out of the AFC.
No,
it's already
get out of the
loaded as it
NFC.
is.
Get out of here.
No, get the hell out of
Fine,
here.
go away.
You know what? I don't care. How about you go to Tampa Bay? I would be okay with that.
How about
I'd
he
be
comes
okay
back
with
home
that.
to
You know what, even
Louisiana?
better?
That's
How about
bad.
this?
Do we have
can
that
go to
cap space,
Denver.
Luke? We don't have that cap space.
Or go to New Orleans.
We get paid for him.
Come back home. Come back home.
Yeah. See, this is how we
You know what would be
do it.
crazy?
Right.
Because I also think because Adam Schefter's reporting on that Joe Burrow's also potentially going to request a trade this offseason as well. Dude, so that means Justin Jefferson, Joe Burrow, also Jamar Chase is probably going to leave Cincinnati as well. Burrow is gone.
But
All three of them are going to be in the trade window.
I don't understand if you're Joe Burrow, why?
Bad O-line, poor ownership, injured every year, except for one year you guys went to the Super Bowl.
But Harris, he literally him, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, all signed big deals in the last 3 years.
Yeah.
Yes, they can request a trade, but no team's going to take up those contracts.
There's a team that will, and I hate that they will, and they will probably run him to the ground just as much as the Bengals.
Panthers?
The New York Football Jets.
That's what I was about to say. I was about to jump in.
God,
there.
They are going to jump in on that. You watch.
That was
They have the capital.
Jets move.
They also have a lot of first round picks that they can make. Because remember, they got all those first round picks from the trades.
You think that but you think that they can get Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow?
Probably Joe Burrow. And they have Garrett Wilson.
You have to have at least 3 or 4 first
They
rounders.
do have 3 or 4
Just
because
for
they
Joe.
remember they got the Sauce Gardner trade where they got 2 first round draft picks. And then they got the Williams trade where they also got a first round draft pick. That's 3 right there, Luke. And they still keep their original
4.
You know what I would hate? I would hate that for Joe Burrow because the New York market, living this close to the New York market, they eat people alive.
They do.
And he just, in my opinion, he's just so good. I don't want him to.
I want him to go to a good organization.
Every time the Jets have a good quarterback, who do they compare him to? Joe Namath.
Which Joe Namath statistically was a terrible quarterback, but that's another debate for another time.
Well, I know, he won the Super Bowl, so
he won Super Bowl 3, which you can argue with a stage game. You could make that argument.
Whatever. Anyway.
Okay.
Good to take your victory lap there, George. Allen goes wild as Bills sprint past Bucks. I hate the fact that I have James Cook. They were on the goal line multiple times, and Josh Allen decided to just run it in.
That's what you hate
an
about this game.
What a weird game that was. Honestly,
James Cook had more receiving yards than he had rushing yards, and he had a receiving touchdown. Explain that to me. How are you not running the ball 35 fucking times a game?
You have the best run offense in the league. Just run the football. Just
They have
run
a bunch of garbage receivers.
That's true. They have Gabe Davis, who is washed. Shakir's okay.
He's
Keon
number
Coleman
2.
Keon
Coleman's
can't
got potential, but he's not there yet.
But he can't. He's. I don't know.
Luke, let me. Cause we're still focusing on the Bills side. Let me get to the Bucs side of things. Because
go ahead.
Let me read this stat line for you guys. Over the last 2 weeks, post Tampa Bay bye, through the last 2 games, the Buccaneers defense has given up 850 yards and 72 points. What the?
That's called. We need to. Hey, Todd Bowles. We need to start taking the play sheet off of your hands.
Okay, so does it become where we're like we need to fire Todd Bowles?
That is always
to that point.
we're in the last 3 years under Todd Bowles. I like to call it the November meltdown. We're in crisis mode right now, as per usual, where we lose games against great teams that we should not be losing. And we're like, what are we doing? Also, why is Yaya Diaby and Anthony Nelson in coverage? 2 of the big plays came when Anthony Nelson and Yaya Diaby were in pass coverage. I am tired of seeing Levante David just blitz down the middle and then get blocked. Stop doing that. Put him in coverage.
He deserves so much better as a former Husker.
I get he's like a really good blitzing linebacker at times, but it's like, I don't like the effect of taking him out of the play to put Anthony Nelson and Yaya Diaby in the play because we're giving up big plays because of it.
But this is the thing. Even in his towards the end of his career now, he's still probably one of the best cover linebackers in the NFL. That doesn't make any sense to me. Like,
also,
why are you not putting him in coverage?
What I don't understand, when the blitz isn't consistently working the entire game, why are you still blitzing? They're picking up on it every single time. It's clear that they watched the film and went, oh, Levante is going to blitz forward. Okay, and then a corner is probably going to come this way, which means an edge rusher is going to go into coverage, and then, touchdown. I'm screaming that out. Also, the other thing I want to talk about, Josh Grizzard, because like obviously we're talking about like the Tampa discussion that happens every single year. Should we fire Todd Bowles? No, I think really, even though that is a really bad stat line, I think the blame should be at Josh Grizzard's feet. Because what the hell is this play call in the last couple of weeks? Oh, we're now having designed plays for Baker Mayfield to run. I don't know, were we watching the same quarterback the entire season? Maybe we should have had him design runs since, I don't know, week 3. And also, maybe here's an idea. Bowles, this is a Bowles blame. When it's 3rd and 2 at the end of the 3rd quarter and your defense is getting burnt consistently, maybe, I don't know, go for it on 4th down instead of punting it back to Josh Allen in a game situation where you know it's going to be a you score, I score game. When your defense has done jack the entire game, go for it. Baker is consistently winning these matchups. Go. That's a go situation. I am so tired. Again, when we get to the picks, I know how the rest of the season's going to go. I already know how exactly the season's going to go as a Bucs fan. I already know how this is going to go for the rest of the year. We are the most predictable team in the NFC.
Harris, I'm going to call an audible.
Call an audible?
We're gonna take out around the rest of the league because I feel like this conversation that we're gonna have right now is gonna be pretty lengthy, and I want to get to our picks and talk about the playoffs as well.
Oh yeah, because we got to talk about the Chiefs. We got to talk about the Chiefs playoff picture.
Broncos actually beat the Chiefs in a meaningful game for the first time in how many years? 9 years? Who knows? Who gives a shit? All right, you guys pipe down. This is me and Shane. This is now our podcast. You guys can all just screw off. I feel that, and I've seen this a lot. Did you just? Oh, I thought you were just doing 6-7. And I was about to be like, oh my god. Oh my. Anyway,
the Chiefs might end up being 6-7. You know, we never
know. Shane. Okay, all right.
I said I was negative. Let's
get down to brass tacks. Let's get down to brass tacks here. Back in 5 minutes. Awesome. Love it, Ryan. Love it. Anyway, what? I don't even know where to start. I'm frustrated in the fact that it's like they can't get out of their own way. That's literally how I feel the last 3 weeks. It's like they can't get out of their own way. Pat making bonehead throws. Like me and Shane talked about this last night. He had every opportunity to use his legs. That's what he's been doing all year. Why are you changing that? You gotta freaking make plays to win the game.
Well, on that drive, that was the drive where Juwan Taylor decided to line up in Coors Field. So
holy shit. Oh my God.
If they get down to they'd be on, I think they would have been at the 2-yard line. That's an easy, you get it. I mean,
who knows the Chiefs this year, when they get inside the 5, they're anemic. They can't score a touchdown when they have all the talent in the world. But like that play, you get to the 2, you have the potential to at least score a touchdown there. If not, come away with a field goal. But Pat decides to make that throw to Elijah Mitchell, who, he's wide open, but you got to put some touch on that ball. You can't just throw it right.
Can I raise a question?
Go for it,
as an outsider. Is it possible that Mahomes is hurt or playing through some type of injury?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. So I want to pose another question.
No.
As somebody who has some insight for the offensive coordinator, as he was the head coach of my team for a while, at what point does Andy Reid just be like, you know what, Matt, get the fuck out?
My playbook.
No,
the play calling's been kind of suspect this year.
No, all right.
This year?
You know what
Don't you mean the last 3 years?
It's been the
But
last.
they went to
exactly
Super
what I-
Bowls. It didn't matter, right?
That's
Like,
it does. It like honestly, you can tell. And I said this. I think I said this last night, if I remember correctly, Shane. I said this all started going downhill when EB left.
Yeah.
EB kept guys accountable. That's the one thing Travis said on New Heights about the end of last year. And even in that Super Bowl, he didn't feel like there was a voice in the locker room that was keeping guys accountable. Yes, were there rifts with Patrick and EB? Absolutely. But you need those rifts. You need these, like, especially when it comes out when Andy's like, oh yeah, we had some RPOs that ended up turning into passes when they were called runs. Why are you allowing that to happen? You were the head coach. I understand you have Patrick Mahomes. Yes, I understand that. He wants to make every play, but sometimes you got to stay within the system and take what the defense is giving you. They were coming off the edge. We were having to rush. We were getting 5 yards a carry and running it pretty successfully. Why are you going away from that?
Yeah. I don't know why. Sometimes I think what happens is, and I think they just get bored of running the football. I think they get bored of it. And that's, I don't know if it's an uneducated take, but that's just what it feels like at times, because it's like, it'll be 3rd and 2. And what do? Pat chucks, and this is all season. Pat chucks the ball 30 yards down the field. And it's like, you need 2 yards. You don't need 40.
Check down. You don't have Tyreek Hill's down there somewhere. You don't have that player anymore.
That's what I was going to say is, like, does Pat maybe miss not only EB's play calling, but does he also miss being able to throw it 50 yards down the field and have, 45 passing attempts a game? Like,
it needs to be more balanced. The fact that they were at 23 throws in 7 runs in the first half is absolutely mind-boggling.
I mean, I also find it funny that they were a 3rd-round draft pick away from getting Breece Hall, which probably would have made an insane difference on offense, and they didn't pull the trigger.
That was bad on the GM's part.
And here's the thing. Veach has done a pretty good job evaluating talent. Yes, has he had some misses? Absolutely. But you cannot, and this is the part of the Chiefs fandom that I will never understand. I understand we're in a pretty bad spot that we haven't been in a very, very long time. We haven't been in this position in over 10 years, 15 years.
2013, 2015 era, 2010 when Matt Castle was running the show. Like, I remember as a kid rooting for other teams to win just to give the Chiefs better field position or to help the Chiefs get into the playoffs.
Oh, yeah. Is it time that we get into playoff pictures and what you guys need?
I'm not done yet. The fact that, and here's just me being petty. Broncos fans, take your flowers. Congratulations. You might have won the division for the first time in 10 years. Congratulations. You caught us in our actual downslide. In our worst downslide of this dynasty. The dynasty ain't dead.
No.
The dynasty ain't dead.
I mean,
we still got Patrick Mahomes.
I'm not
Andy Reid.
Trying to be a dick, Luke, but after the Super Bowl, did I not tell you this was like, you can't recover for what the Chiefs went through in that last Super Bowl? when you lose that close, like not even that close, when you lose a potential three-peat, you are on history. You are hitting a team that's never has touched that in the NFL. So when that loss happens, that's so dramatic, it shakes your entire team's foundation to its core. So that's no matter what, even if they make the playoffs, they're not going to be the same team for at least a couple years. They need to
they've
recover.
got a lot of restructuring. They have a lot of restructuring that they need to do, and I think they need to start looking for more voices on the outside.
I said this for the last 2 years. One of the biggest mistakes weapon-wise they ever made was not keeping Tyreek Hill and not letting Travis Kelce loose. I understand the relationship that Travis and Pat had, but the more dynamic weapon was the receiver.
I disagree with that.
See, I disagree with that as well.
But now you're in this situation where you don't have a number one wide receiver, and Travis Kelce is not even close.
George, I disagree with that because whenever the Chiefs were in a dire situation, even with Tyreek Hill, the guy Mahomes consistently went to was Travis Kelce. Think about 13 seconds.
I'm talking about right now if we're just looking at age-wise. This is it. I'm just saying, they'd be in a better spot. Weapon.
See, if
Tyreek Hill's not.
But here's the problem. When we talk about Tyreek Hill, you have to look at the scenario. He wanted big money,
which the Chiefs at the time were giving them, and they were
going to give him. And Tyreek Hill's agent and himself said, "No, we'll take our talents to South Beach."
However, looking at the bright side of that trade, the Chiefs won that trade.
We got Trent McDuffie and we got George Karlaftis out of that.
And they would not have won the last two Super Bowls that they won without the Tyreek trade.
Yep. And here's the other thing. I think it's funny how Tyreek is now tweeting about the Chiefs. I think he regrets leaving. Kansas City.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I thought Tua has the better quarterback, Tyreek. What?
See, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
I think eventually they will. It would not surprise me if somehow, some way, Tyreek Hill loses a step. He doesn't really recover that much. Everybody's off of his train. Beach, he ends up being a free agent. Beach brings him back. It would not surprise me in the least if they did that.
But also, would you want Tyreek after what he just suffered? He tore almost every single ligament and MCL, ACL, everything in that knee. It's is it even worth it at that point?
I don't want anything to do with him.
That's a career. That's a career ender, though.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. I think another big story is there's just a lot of especially on the defense, specifically the defensive line. Besides Karlaftis, there's just a lot of age. You're seeing it with Chris Jones this year. This is the first year where I really look at Chris Jones and be mediocre this year because he's getting up there, right? At some point you have to start thinking we need to start revamping that defensive line just a little bit. The linebackers are good, the secondary is great, but that's where it's hurting you, especially in the run defense.
I also think that letting Justin Reed go as well,
big,
because think about him in the run game. He would come up and make plays at the line of scrimmage. Even Tyrann Mathieu would make plays at the line of scrimmage from times.
I know you blew off the rumor last week, but I have to call attention to the rumor that Spags is potentially getting offered up for a coaching job. I know you guys are he's not going to take it, but the fact that there's smoke shows that there's probably fire to that a little bit.
I've heard the Giants.
Yeah,
I've heard the Giants too.
Yeah, I've heard the Giants.
I've heard Giants too, but I don't know. It just seems like he doesn't. I don't know. I think he's got a pretty cushy defensive coordinator job.
He's one of the highest paid coordinators in the NFL as well.
Yeah.
It'd be hard to leave, but if he really wanted to go try to be a head coach again,
they want someone from the Tom Coughlin era, so it's either Antonio Pierce or Steve Spagnuolo. Who are you going to most likely pick? Spagnuolo.
Spags. Yeah, Spags. But here's the other thing: he's already done a stint with the Giants. We also have to remember that he did have a stint with the Giants.
But that was how many years ago?
Ooh, almost 20. Right?
Yeah.
It was shortly after. Was it shortly after Coughlin left?
Maybe.
I don't remember. But
was he the interim for Coughlin?
Yeah,
Does that sound right?
He was the interim for Coughlin.
So what Coughlin left in?
He was the head coach for the Rams.
He was the coach of the Rams. That's what I remember.
That was a dumpster fire.
That's especially in St. Louis. All right, I'm done.
One final point there I have on this. This is just a pain point from the post-game interviews with Chris Jones. He had mentioned that on that 3rd and 15 there at the end of the game, Bo Nix called their defense and made adjustments. I feel like at that point, if you're going to be a leader, you got to call a timeout. Like you got to call a timeout at that point in time, and you got to readjust
100%.
because
that's a good take.
That's a point right there where the defense is figuring you, and it's on the offensive side of the ball too. Like I feel like the league has figured them out, and but yeah, you got to call a timeout at that point. If you notice that, be a leader, call a timeout and restructure it. Like, cause you got to make that stop. You got to make that stop. Third downs all season have been killer.
Yeah. Also one more point, missing the PAT or getting the PAT blocked for a 4-point lead feels so much different than a 3-point lead.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So much different. They have to go for a touchdown. They don't win by a field goal. Correct. You force them to go for a touchdown. And it's weird because the Chiefs have been usually pretty solid on special teams. They just weren't on special. They weren't on board for special teams this last week. But we're on as Bill Belichick would like to say, on Indy.
But here's the thing, Luke. We have to talk about playoff picture for KC because it's not win out and they have it. There's 2 teams that own tiebreakers over you guys, and they're in the playoffs right now. So we
almost every wild card team.
Yeah, we have to beat. We have to beat the Texans. We have to beat the Colts. We have to win out, and we have to have a lot happen.
You got to beat the Colts. Obviously, you got to beat the Cowboys. You got to beat the Texans. You got to beat the Chargers. You got to beat the Titans. It's kind of a gimme. Broncos. That's going to be honestly the real test of the season.
And I will tell you this. I will tell you this right now. It would not surprise me if we spoiled Denver's chances of winning the AFC West.
I don't think. Do you want me to pull up the Broncos schedule? Because I think they're running away with it.
Yeah, I don't think the Chargers are going to hang around. I think the Chargers have a potential to go to.
The Broncos have a really easy schedule.
Show me the Broncos schedule.
So I'm going to just go over the Chargers because he mentioned that first. Chargers. They play the Raiders. Play the Eagles. Again, the Eagles is probably their toughest game going forward. Then they play the Chiefs. Again, Chiefs can win that, but here's the thing. I already count 4 wins, even if you remove those 2 games. That's already 10-7 because the Broncos may already have that division locked up by week 18. Because they put their backups in. It's 9-9 for the Chiefs.
Honestly, I'll be completely honest, guys. You need both the Chargers and Denver to just start losing football games. Yeah. Like collectively. I think that's your best chance. And you have to win out on top of it.
Yeah, we have no. The biggest thing is that we have to win out. Yeah, we have to win out, and the Jags have to lose games.
Because they play the Cardinals, Titans, Colts.
They're winning that.
Jets,
they're winning that game. They're not
Broncos, Colts again.
They're not losing. Fuck.
And Titans again. I count 10 there too. I count 10 there too.
This is not. The math is not math in here, boys.
So it's the Jaguars. It's the Jaguars. I know that they beat the Chiefs. I know they just throttled the Chargers, but the Chargers' offensive line is hot garbage. And the Titans were a little frisky with the Texans. Can't count the Titans out. Can't count the Titans out in one of those games. It could be an upset. That might just be because I also the Titans for 4 years.
I will spoil one of my picks. I almost went Cardinals today. That also could be the other one.
Yeah, Jacoby.
I didn't think about that.
I almost went Cardinals, and I was
Jacoby
close.
set an NFL record. He set an NFL record. Most completions in the game.
I'll pull up the Broncos for Luke's sake, even though I don't think you should be worried about 6 and 7. More than you should be worried about what's really going on. Pull up the Broncos just for your sake. Commanders, Raiders, Packers, Jaguars.
Damn it!
I don't. God, the Broncos are winning the AFC West.
Wait. Wait. Hold on.
You're going to be.
Jane Daniels ain't playing.
Jay Daniels ain't playing because he's done for the season.
Packers could beat the Broncos.
So that's one. There's one.
Fuck.
It's a battle of two solid defenses.
You're going to be honestly rooting for the Broncos on December 21st. I'm telling you that right now, Luke. You're going to want the Broncos to win that game badly.
No, or I want a tie, or we need a tie.
I feel like we got to just let go of the division at this point. We just
let the division go.
No,
You need to be on wild card.
I'm not worried about the division. The division is gone. It's been gone since we started 0-2.
Like, Luke, I remember when you put in the group chat, as soon as the Broncos were there, they could just drop 4. Do you see 4 games they're going to drop? I don't see 4 games they're going to drop there.
They might drop.
I see maybe 2.
I see 2
maybe
at most.
2.
Yeah,
I agree.
Maybe 3 if they win the AFC West by December 25th or December 21st, they may just put their backups in on week 18.
The way
their defense
here's the other thing.
I don't know.
So here's the thing. If the Chiefs went out, it puts all of the pressure on the Jags and Chargers to win games. And like Shane said, the Chargers offensive line is dog shit.
Oh, the Chargers offensive line's horrible.
They might not be able to win another game. That's the one thing that I might be more confident about, especially if we split. And here's the other thing. If we split with the Broncos, we sweep the Raiders, we split the Chargers, we split the Broncos. Right?
Mm-hmm.
The divisions, the Broncos will win the division, but I feel so much better if we split with everybody and sweep the Raiders than because we control our own destiny at that point.
I think I agree with Shane. I think that of the 2 teams, the Jaguars are the more likely to drop. But honestly, if you're a Chiefs fan, I would be paying attention to the Chargers more. That's the team you need to probably pay attention to the most because again, I still count 4 wins here. That still gets them to 10-7.
Raiders, they're going to lose to the Eagles.
They're going to lose to the Eagles, obviously,
because the Eagles might set the sack record that game because that offensive line is horrible. Yeah. I have the Chiefs beating the Chargers because it's Arrowhead. And I think it's going to happen. The Cowboys could be a little frisky. It could be. I think frisky.
So too. If they can figure out the defense, dude.
And then Texans. I mean, I don't know. They look okay.
Is CJ Stroud going to be? Is CJ Stroud going to be back?
CJ Stroud's not back this week, but he's in a concussion protocol, so he'll be back that game.
Yeah. Okay. Is he going to play against the Chiefs?
That's why I can kind of see 4. That's why I said I could see. I mean, this is just me being overly optimistic about the Chiefs' chances, but I could see 2 and 4 out of the Chargers.
I know I've said it 3 times, but if Denver has that division locked up, they're playing their backups in week 18. That is maybe the killer right there.
Yeah.
That's fine.
I think honestly, if you're the Chiefs, your best case scenario, most likely you'll get the 7th seed is probably the most likely scenario. And you'll be going to New England. You'll go to New England.
I love that. I love that narrative. I love that narrative. The battle of the dynasties. You want to know why? This is how it all starts. Everybody starts peacocking about the goddamn Patriots, and we go into Gillette Stadium and we put our dong on their face and we send them packing. I apologize for my.
No, but that would be a fun game.
It would be a super fun game.
It'd be a fun game. It'd be fun to watch the Chiefs defense hopefully figure it out and sack Drake May and bring him back to freaking.
Did you almost say Drew Bledsoe? Almost.
Anyway, all right, let's roll into the picks. We got Steelers at Bears. Bears -3 over under 45.5. Ryan, you haven't talked much, so I'm going to start with you.
We got Steelers. I'm pulling up my.
All right, never mind. I'm starting with George.
Well, I've made a trend this whole season that I have no hope. I swear to
God, if you don't pick the Bears, I'm gonna jump through my.
For the first time since 2018, as a Bears fan, I actually have hope in my life again. So you know what? We're gonna go Bears money line.
All right.
Feel good about it.
All right, Ryan.
Give me the Bears money line.
Shane?
The Bears money line.
Let's go.
Harris?
I'm the only one that's going to be different.
Ooh.
Steelers money line.
I figured.
Look at the Bears schedule. Who have they played that's actually like a serious team that like they've beaten?
You're playing Mason Rudolph. What are you talking about here?
Who have they beaten, Luke? Look at their schedule.
They've won games. That's all you need to do in the NFL.
Guess what? Okay, also, Luke, you can't say it's the Steelers. Who did the Steelers beat this season? They beat the Colts.
With Aaron Rodgers.
I mean, I made this point about Denver last week, and I have people coming at my ass still about it. So, because Denver really hasn't beat anybody either. So, yeah. Maybe the Bears are just a good team.
Okay, I'll gladly be proven wrong, but like, look, if you look at the Bears' wins, they're not impressive wins.
No, he's completely right. We almost lost to the Raiders. We only beat the Raiders because we blocked the field goal.
Yeah,
they are hanging on the NFC North by a thread, and they're going to drop it. I still think they're going to be a wild card team, but I don't think they're going to win that division.
It's fine.
Honestly, making the playoffs
right
year one. Yeah, winning the going into the playoffs year one of Ben Johnson.
I still think that playoff matchup's going to be there. It's just going to be flipped. Because right now it's Packers Bears. I still think that's going to be wild card round.
And I don't know if you want that.
No, we have to go. Which just suck.
I am taking the Bears. All right, Colts at Chiefs. Chiefs minus 3.5. Over under 49.5. Give me Chiefs. My analysis is they got to stop the run. If they can stop the run, you make Daniel Jones throw the ball 34, 44 times, and I like our chances in that game. But they have to put 8 guys in the box to stop Jonathan Taylor. That's how you beat this Colts team. Because the way that Daniel Jones is having such a good year is because Jonathan Taylor is running the ball at such a high clip. And when they do play action, you're going to sell on that play action. You're going to get those linebackers to come up every single time you come out of that formation, every single time. And it doesn't look great. I think the Chiefs are, again, the narrative, they're 6-5, they're 5-6. Like where are we going here? Like, what are we doing? Like, are the Chiefs really that bad? They could be, or this could be the game that turns it around. Remember when we were 0-2? We needed one game to get back into it.
I mean, y'all got to run the table.
We do have to run the table. So it starts now against one of the best teams in the AFC. Can you imagine? You couldn't have given me $1,000 to put a bet that the top 4 seeds would be the Colts, the Patriots, the Broncos, and the Steelers. I would have said, what are we back in 2005?
The NFL literally said,
that sounds very mid to late 2000s.
The NFL literally said, let's just do the 2010s all over again.
Yeah.
Anyway, the Steelers aren't going to be there for long. The Steelers aren't.
No, it's going to be the Ravens for sure.
Yeah, the Ravens are coming back.
Yeah. So yeah, I'll take Chiefs. Shane?
All right. So Chiefs' backs are against the wall. They need this game. If they lose this weekend, their season's over. That's just what I'm putting out there. One stat I found with Daniel Jones, kind of with as good as Indy's offensive line is, in the last 2 games, he's been sacked 12 times. 5 against Pittsburgh and 7 against Atlanta. So I think the key to this is getting after Daniel Jones. However, the Chiefs have an anemic pass rush, so I'm going to set the sack total at 2.5. So
that's fair.
If they do that, if they get over, I think they can win. And also the Chiefs do a really good job at taking away a team's number 1 weapon. We saw it with the Giants with Malik Neighbors. I get it. You had the skeleton of Russell Wilson throwing passes to him. They shut down Derrick Henry. If they, hot take here, I think they hold Jonathan Taylor under 120 yards. Book it. Chiefs money line.
If they do that, then they win the game.
I'm not trying to be that guy again. I'm going Chiefs money line for context here. Let me just add that for context. Wasn't the narrative going into the Bills game that Steve Spagnuolo has not let a 100-yard rusher in like ages and then that happened. So like that narrative of like the Chiefs stopped the run is kind of dead, isn't it?
Nah. It's one game.
It's one game. Yeah, it's one game.
It's one game.
It's one game until
They limited. Josh Allen didn't run all over him that game, and that happens every time they play the Bills.
Yeah. That is very, very true. He usually has like over 100.
But the tight ends also cooked us too. So,
dude, Dalton Kincaid reminds me of a young Travis Kelce, and it depresses me. George.
So I wanted to look speaking of the run game against the Chiefs, I wanted to see how the Lions did against them in the run game, because I was actually curious about for my take.
They average
4.3 a carry.
Yeah, which middle of the road.
So
it's not 5, but it's not 3.
It's not catastrophic, but this is my take. If the Lions were able to average 4.3 in a game that, honestly, if there's 2 calls, like talking about the 2-point conversion and a couple other calls in that game, that they might be more in that game, I don't think the Chiefs are going to stop Jonathan Taylor. I'll be completely honest. I think with that offensive line, if they can keep Daniel Jones under 25 attempts, it's over. Now, if they are able to stack the box and stop him, yeah. And if Patrick Mahomes doesn't look like Matt Castle out there, then yeah. But give me Colts money line.
Not the fucking Matt Castle. I gotta
get my licks in while I can. You guys have had almost 9 years of just consistency. So I gotta get in when I can, man.
That's fair. Ryan?
Give me Colts money line. I want another Luke rant next week that's like 30 minutes long, that they're basically out of the playoffs and looking forward to next year. Give me some chaos. Give me some despair.
Chaos! Woo!
I can never have either of my teams be successful at anything.
You got to pick one. So, do you want a Nebraska win while you're there in person, or do you want to?
I do want a Nebraska.
Do you want the Chiefs in the playoffs, or do you want a Nebraska win?
Sorry, Shane. It's been a shit life and expense of not having Nebraska
we won 4 Super Bowls in 5 or 6 years. Life's so hard for the Chiefs.
But his college team is essentially the Dallas Cowboys.
That is true.
All right.
We are.
That's enough of that.
All those fake ticket sales.
1995. What a great year.
1997, which I think, Shane, we'll have to have this conversation.
Hey, Luke, were you watching the national championship on VHS?
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's great.
Yeah.
My mom was having contractions with me when Tommy Frazier ran for almost 200 yards.
Yeah. So you definitely need that context for the listeners. Yes.
There you go.
Yeah.
Anyway, next game is Falcons at Saints. Saints -1.5. Over under 39.5. Ryan.
The Saints are favored in a game.
Oh, right.
Yeah, we're favored. It's not going to necessarily matter unless we win out and the NFC South just shits itself, but which very well could happen.
Could happen.
I guess. I mean, obviously, I got Saints money line, though I wouldn't mind a loss just to play for the first round draft pick, and just hope that Drake London for the Falcons does well for my fantasy team. Although he is currently questionable, so who knows if he gets to play.
You know who goes marching?
I don't give a shit.
The Saints go marching, baby. I'm taking them.
I was waiting for some I was waiting for you to be funny. That's why I was just being very.
You know who goes marching? The Falcons. I'm kidding.
No, absolutely not. The Saints go marching. I like the Saints in this game. The Falcons are just falling off the face of the earth. After demolishing the Bills over a month ago, they have been on a downward.
You know why they're falling off? Because Penix is done for the year. You think Kirk Cousins is going to save this Falcons team? No, their season's over. It's over.
Well, our season might be over next week, but who knows? Anyway, Shane,
I just can't. I can't see the way the Falcons win this game. Give me the Saints. Give me the Saints.
George?
Yeah, I mean, the Falcons have been inconsistent all year. Saints money line. We're going to give Ryan a little.
Hey, Ryan, do you like an earthquake?
Funny you mentioned that. I am watching college basketball on the other screen. Alma Mater's playing San Francisco, so it was the late night tip off. So I have it on the other monitor as we talk.
Hey, Lou, can you start with me?
Yeah, Bucks at Rams.
Hey,
geez.
hey, Luke.
That doesn't. That,
Hey, Luke, you want me to pull a George? Because I'm going to effing do it again. Give me the Rams.
Yuck.
What the fuck?
I'm gonna do it again. Rams by 30.
Well, Rams. Well, okay. So what? You didn't change the thing. So now I'm like reading it as Eagles Lions. That I don't think that line's
No,
right.
the line's right. I made sure the line's right.
Oh, the line's right.
The line's
so
right.
Rams
2.5.
minus 2.5.
Is it
All right,
13
Rams
and a half?
minus 2.5. Over under 46.5. Yeah, Shane, being a Michigan man, isn't it like weird to see Matthew Stafford be like a dog again?
I've always liked Matt Stafford. He was one of, like, when the Chiefs didn't have a quarterback, he was my favorite quarterback. I loved watching that. And I mean, I think his play style played off a lot with into Mahomes' progression. I know we talked about it the other night too.
With Dylan, yeah.
So I think in my pick here, give me the Rams minus 2.5.
Sorry, Harris.
Why are you sorry?
I think this is a game. I think this is a game where Matthew Stafford plunks himself as the front runner for the MVP.
I mean, have you seen the way his defense been playing the last couple of weeks? Of course he is.
Exactly. Puka Nacua might go for 200 yards and 2 touchdowns. Come on now.
Yeah.
But I also could see the Bucs offense going nuclear in this game as well. If we have, I know it's unlikely as hell because Godwin and Bucky are like week to week, and it's like every week it's like, oh, what's going to happen? We need them this week. If they're going to come back any week, it's this week. We need them. We need all the reinforcements back. Actually, you know what?
Yeah.
We don't even need Bucky. We need Godwin and McMillan back this week. Baker needs wide receivers. I'm tired of watching him throw to Tyler Johnson and Cameron Johnson.
You guys got rid of Trey Palmer. What did I say, Harris?
I mean,
he was a subpar wide receiver, but he did have 2 touchdown catches last year. So
the 2 touchdown catches. You know, I think he hasn't been a factor since 2023.
You know what?
For the Bucs offense,
I don't appreciate your tone.
Am I wrong?
Anyway. Yeah, I'm gonna take Rams, and it's at home, and it's Sunday night. That's a really good Sunday night football game for once.
Oh, it's gonna be an offensive shootout for sure.
Can we talk about how Monday night football has been a fucking stinker the last 2 weeks?
Luke, it's not a stinker this week. It's not a stinker this week. Look at the game. I have it in the chat. I have it in the outline. It's not a stinker this week.
Panthers at
49ers. The schedule makers. That's a playoff. That could decide a playoff spot right there.
Oh, that's fair.
Yeah.
But George and Ryan, your picks on Rams.
Rams money line. Easy.
Rams.
Earthquake
2.0.
You know what? Maybe we talk so much shit about the Bucs. Maybe Todd Bowles will lock in. Maybe we talk shit about Baker. Maybe we need to shit talk Baker more. I know when I did that, it worked last time.
Baker, I will.
His return to SoFi, baby.
I will always remember when he was at Oklahoma and the no handshake.
Oh, you're about the planting the flag.
No.
The handshake in front of the kids, and he's like laughing.
When him doing my junk stuff.
Yes.
Like the junk
oh my god, the Colin Cowherd clip. That's like one of my favorite clips of all time. Of how do you think NFL GMs and scouts are gonna like you grabbing your junk? Have you played quarterback since high school, Colin? Like that's one of my favorite Baker audio clips of all time. I mean, I thought you were also gonna mention, since it's the Rams, Baker Mayfield, without 48 hours notice, getting called the starter, having no idea what the play calls are. Sean McVay making it easier for him and still making it impossible, and he wins in a comeback game against the Raiders, which basically saved his career.
Yeah. LA has done a really lot of good things for him.
Which is why I hope Baker comes out with fucking fire and blood. And also, plus, he knows the offense. Hey, Baker, you want to tell Bowles all his plays? Crazy idea. May work.
Yeah. All right. Panthers at 49ers, Monday Night Football. 49ers -7, Panthers +7. Over under is 48.5. Give me the 49ers. Brock Purdy's back. He threw for over 200 yards, 2 touchdowns. Christian McCaffrey's starting to get really going. If they can get more healthy on defense, I think they could be a solid team. The NFC West might have 3 teams in the playoffs this year. That's not much of a stretch. So give me 49ers money line. Jane?
I mean, the Panthers have been so up and down this year. I mean, the Rico Dowdle, I just did a video on him today. He's been solid this year, but I got to go with the Niners on this one. I got to go with the Niners money line. I think, just like to kind of echo what you said, Purdy's back. McCaffrey's rolling. I don't know how that team's been able to stay around so well with all the injuries that they can.
The 49ers must have performed a ritual to keep Christian McCaffrey healthy, and that was the sacrifice.
Yeah, they signed a deal with the devil or something there. But give me the Niners money line.
Ryan?
Give me 49ers money line. I need everybody in the NFC South to lose. So.
George?
The Panthers have really started to hit their stride, though. Bryce Young's actually playing like an NFL quarterback. Give me the Panthers. Upset,
wow,
baby.
money line?
Money line.
Wow.
Luke, you know how I've been the last couple of weeks. If what I think is going to happen on Sunday night happens, I need the 49ers to win by a lot. I need the Panthers to get kicked down a couple pegs. I need Tampa to stay in the driver's seat.
Yeah.
So 49ers money line, please. I hate rooting for the Niners, so please, for the love of God, keep us in the driver's seat.
All right. That is our picks. Let's get through the rest of the slate. Put up the graphic, Harith. I'll go first.
You're going first? You're not letting the guests go first? Wow.
All right. We'll let Shane go first. I'm good with that. Shane, you go first.
All right.
So disrespectful.
This is the last time Shane ever comes on.
Let me see
make it a little
here.
bit bigger. All right, there we go. That's better.
All right. I feel like I realized that I flipped one of my picks when we were talking about it there, but it is what it is. So just running through them, going over what I have here. Thursday night Bills. I don't think the Texans are very good. Already covered the Bears. We've talked about that. Lions, they looked horrible on Sunday Night Football. Not only given, I think that pass interference call was complete and total bullshit.
That's why I wanted to talk about around the league. That was horrible.
Yeah, that was insane. Like I said, Chiefs have to win that. I have the Jags there, but I could see the Cardinals upsetting them. I just went with the Jags. I took the Cowboys over the Eagles, and I think it's just because week 1, like, the Cowboys had them. And they look good. I mean, I know it was Vegas, but they looked good against them. So hey, I'm flying there. Already talked about the Rams. I think the Ravens keep rolling. I think the Patriots keep rolling. Packers, the Vikings are a mess right now. Seahawks beat the Titans. Browns beat the Raiders. And then because that's a shitter game, right? Or shitter starting that game?
Yeah, I think so.
And then I picked the Saints, but I had the Falcons. I think I switched up last minute there because I forgot who I picked. And then Niners. So yeah, that's where I'm at there.
All right. I will go next. I've got the Bills, Bears, Lions, Chiefs, Jags. I have the Eagles just because I think it'd be hilarious if we had the game to come down to who makes the playoffs, and then it ends up becoming the Chiefs and Cowboys on Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm.
Rams, Ravens, Pats, Packers, Seahawks, Browns, Saints, and 49ers. Ryan?
I have the Bills, Bears, Lions, Colts, Cardinals, Eagles, Rams, Ravens, Patriots, Packers, Seahawks, Browns, Saints, and the 49ers.
George?
All right. I've got Bills, the Bears, Lions, Colts over the Chiefs. I have the Cardinals, Eagles, Los Angeles Rams, Ravens, Patriots, Green Bay, Seattle, Browns, Saints, and Panthers for the upset.
And finally, Harris.
I got Bills, Ravens, Steelers, Patriots, Lions, Packers, Chiefs, Seahawks, Jags, Browns, Eagles, Saints, Rams, 49ers. Also find it funny that we all went Browns. We're all like, the Raiders look so terrible, we're not even touching them.
No. When it comes to divisional foes, I hope they all lose. But that's going to be it for another great episode. Shane, where can the good people follow you on all the social medias? And thank you so much for jumping in and hanging out with us.
Thanks for having me, guys. I appreciate it. It was a blast. So Clutch Time Dad on TikTok is where I am. I've started other ones on Facebook and all under the same name. So Clutch Time Dad on Facebook, Instagram, and then also YouTube. But really small audiences there, so it's like taking me time to build it up. But just hit 10K on TikTok. So that's huge.
Absolutely,
Hey,
absolutely. Go follow our guy, and loved your like the first time I ever scrolled past you, I was like, I like this guy's vibe. I'm gonna follow him, and here we are.
Appreciate it, dude.
Yeah, absolutely. From one Chiefs fan to another, thank you so much for joining us, George.
Yeah, you guys can follow me on Instagram at GreekFreak95. And yes, I will eventually get a TikTok.
Bully him, Chad. Bully him.
He's a boomer.
Get him in here.
You got kids in your Tic Tacs.
Oh my God, I hate you. All right, Ryan.
You can find me over on Twitter and TikTok at RyanPW_. You will not find me this week on the Pod Ones podcast because there is a football game on Thursday that I have to work, so I will be sitting out this week.
Harris, where can the good people follow you?
You can find me at Harris Productions on TikTok, Instagram, and Threads. Of course, you can find me already mentioned at the Pod Ones podcast. We're currently in our Mandalorian and Grogu rewatch, and also we got some Mandalorian and Grogu stills this week, so we actually have some stuff to talk about Mando and Grogu wise.
Yeah.
Luke, where can the good people follow you on the social medias?
I've got like 3 separate accounts, so you guys can.
Oh, it's not unified?
No. That would be chaos. Can you imagine?
No, imagine Jedi Master Eggs is.
Oh my God.
It's both football and Star Wars. That'd be crazy.
I've been thinking about rebranding that and just making it the Eggman. The Eggman.
Mr. Eggman?
Yeah, Mr. Eggman. That'd be hilarious. That'd be a sick. That would be a sick TikTok handle. I'm not even gonna lie. The Eggman, and then just make it the Frank.
I thought you were gonna do the Sonic Dr. Eggman.
That's what I was thinking.
No.
Profile pic.
That's what I was thinking.
Well, I guess I could do that too. But you can follow me at ACAD2123 on Instagram and on Twitter. You can find us at Gridiron Guyz on all social medias: Twitter, Instagram, the Play app. Sorry, I forgot we're on TikTok, but it doesn't matter. There's only one person.
There's only one person here. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, who cares? You can follow us on YouTube. You can find me at the Pod Once every Thursday night. Mostly every Thursday night. This week we're going to be talking about the season finale of Mandalorian season 1. Yeah, that's going to be it. Thank you again, Shane, for joining us. But until next time, we'll see you later. Have a good weekend, boys.